Yeah, oh, because the reason I did it because that old setup is just wonky, so I wanted to figure, like, sit back and figure out, and maybe there is no other way to do it except just the way it was. Maybe it's just the way it's got to be.
We've got shelves on the wall for it.
Yeah. My thinking was to stop using that as a hallway and literally using some of that space somehow.
Using that as a hallway? Not using that as a hallway?
In other words, see how that, I mean, that's just, in a sense, that's just
It's
really.
outside. It's beautiful out. We can't see it because it's not live.
It says 7 people are watching. Nice, I probably stood up in front of everybody.
There it is.
There it is. I look taller than everybody.
You are. That is the worst.
Yes.
I don't like this. Excuse me.
It's creepy, Bobby.
I hate that. I hate that.
We just lost 8 viewers.
I know, just lost 8 viewers because of that. All right, we're gonna, is everybody can hear us on the YouTubers? Probably not. I have it cranked. Oh, they probably can hear that. They can hear that.
You can hear that.
That
Can you?
should be better.
I don't think so.
Oh, nope, they can't. Oh, no, they should be able to hear. All right, folks. Anybody, are they saying anything?
I'm posting right now.
Oh, you're posting, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I will check to see what people are saying.
Is this supposed to be plugged in somewhere?
Normally is plugged into the MacBook Air, but Danny had to take it while he was going to the
Danny.
thing.
What the heck, Danny?
Turn around.
You can hear that.
Oh,
Whoa.
you can hear that. When will In the Bags come out? They've already been coming out, Spencer. Oh, wait, is what's his face going to go out? Yeah, Tony. I know A-Rays is out. Tony should be out, and then we'll start getting into some of the other folks.
I feel like I sound quieter than you.
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
We got about the same settings.
Okay.
The volume is very low.
Crank it up.
Better than it was when you turned it on a minute ago.
Yeah, Laerthos, you got to get that in the picture, dude.
Dang right.
Sick looking. Come on.
Did you get it? Is
I
it in
did
the picture?
Yes.
Yes.
Right above my head.
It's in your head. In
Above.
your head. Or above your head. Above your head.
I'm not singing that.
Zombie.
I mean, I know what it is. But is there a way to make you shorter, Bobby?
No.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, you could probably adjust that.
Hey, Anthony, can you come make Bobby shorter real quick?
Robert doesn't like it when I tower over.
No,
him.
I don't have a problem with that. We're all in the same.
Not
level.
enough Bobby reverb. I've got some reverb for you.
Oh,
This is the ultimate reverb.
I think so.
There you go.
It's up there.
You'll notice I took my headphones off. I feel much better now.
Did you see the vote on? Oh wait, wait till we start recording.
I can
did see
hear
the
you
vote.
guys. I'm just not even gonna use headphones.
That's good.
Ever.
That's gonna
Never
be
again.
it's gonna be a wise decision on your part. You also won't be able to hear speak pipe, so you'll just guess.
I'll just guess. Hey,
It's ideal.
Yeah,
I mean, the answer is EMAC truth.
I
so.
knew that was coming. Let's see. Docs. Nope, I don't want docs. I want our forms. How's everybody doing in YouTube land? I haven't looked at the area. Bobby's punching Robert again. So violent.
Yeah, it's kind of standard at this point. No, stop. Hey, come on. Life's pretty good. AJ's coming in town today and staying with us through the end of GBO. So we'll have a house guest for a while now.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, like hanging with AJ.
Tina and Eric are parking in our space. Well, they asked us, say, can we park at your place?
Yeah.
I hope they remember that I now live next to you, not at the old house.
Oh, they know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what now? When are they coming in?
I think they get in on Friday or Saturday or
nice.
Sunday, something like that. I honestly don't remember, to tell you the truth.
I mean, I'd imagine I'll let him in and take showers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I won't.
You won't let it, AJ? Yeah.
No.
You can sleep on
Eric
the
and
couch.
Tina.
Yeah.
If they knock on my door, I'm nope.
Nope.
Sorry, you're out.
Wow, we don't have a lot of speak pipe. What's up, folks? You guys don't like talking to us or what?
Thank you, James.
What do you say?
I mostly watch for Robert to call the sound effect stupid. Is there a more iconic duo?
Call it stupid now.
Joke's on you. 100% couldn't hear that.
No. I need to have like a little sneaker, little. How would I?
You wouldn't.
I wouldn't. I need to take these.
I think that's a higher priority to figure out than our setup here. It's
Probably.
definitely you being able to sneak on the soundboard and turn on the effects.
I literally have that drawn out.
Yes.
How to do that? Make that happen.
You just need a little like in the movies when they have just a detonator like a remote detonator. That's you.
Look what my screen's freezed on.
Zachary, thanks, man. This is one of my favorite DD shirts, and in fact, it may be my favorite DD T-shirt. I like. There was also a red and black one a while back, and I didn't get one of those, and now I regret it so much.
Do you guys see how my
I'm daydreaming.
when will this ever stop?
Jimmy Utterstrom says, "Is there a plan for releasing the Maiden and TP or VIP plastic?"
I'm sure there is a plan.
Nope.
There is not currently a maybe there is currently a plan, but we don't know about it. But moonshine maidens are a thing, aren't they?
Yes, they are fundraisers. Well, they were only available through Winter Marksman Leagues.
Yep.
But now I believe they are TFRs.
Yeah. So if you're trying to get one of those, that's the only premium plastic that's available as of right now. FYI, I also bag 3 EMAC truths and I have about a dozen backups. My man. Lyrthos, he's got you.
My man.
Baller.
Chandler, I am not going to Bowling Green. I am going to my house after this.
Danny and Jeremy are on their way to Bowling Green. They probably
They just
get
went
there.
through St. Louis.
En route.
So how long they got? About
Probably about 3 hours left.
3 hours. So they're gonna go there. They're going to film a Luck of the Draw
Oh, I didn't
with
know that.
Paige Pierce and
Nice.
Eric Oakley.
I did see that flyer, but it didn't say anywhere on the flyer where they were doing it. So that's why I was like, I wonder where that's going to happen at.
Oh, nice.
Probably here.
That's what I just assumed it was here.
And he's going to film them and then film their clinic that they're doing out there. So pay attention to the YouTube. Make sure you're subscribed. You know what's weird is that when I look at the view analytics,
Yep.
nearly 48%, I think the last time, of people that watch our videos are not even subscribed to the channel.
Really?
Subscribe.
Yeah.
That
It
way
costs,
you always,
it costs $0.
Yeah, you just click. That way you always know what's going on. So anyway, when he gets back, now it'll be a little bit because of GBO, obviously, but we'll have a clinic and the Luck of the Draw video for you. And then he's going to do a little video vlog stuff while he's out there with Jeremy at the Fly Mart and stuff.
That's
Is
gonna
that
be cool.
tomorrow night?
What's today?
The
Wednesday?
Fly Mart?
The Fly Mart is Thursday. And then they're driving back Friday.
Kyle said, "Is a raider like a more overstable trespass?"
The Raider is good.
It's just good.
I saw somebody asking on the fan page the other day, I'm looking for something slightly more stable recoil. And someone goes, try the Raider. And then he was like, no, the Raider has too much fade.
When you said slightly more overstable,
Right.
what did you want?
It's the same thing, right?
Yeah,
Like,
that's what I'm
I was
thinking.
confused by
Maybe
that.
he meant like less high speed turn, but
It has
that
too
comes
much
with the
fade,
territory. Like
so,
if it's
like-
going to be more overstable, that is
Yeah.
going to fade more.
Yeah.
Did
That was
anybody try to
confusing.
get clarification with from?
No, not really. They're just like, ooh, you should try this. Trust me, this is the one. This is the, how it
Hey,
is.
Barry says Bobby needs to pull his laptop back a little so it's not in front of Robert. So that's just what the fans are saying. I would never say something like that.
Who said it?
Who's
Barry Armor.
Barry Armor. You happier now? Are you armorer now? Do you have more armor on your Barry?
Thank you, Barry.
Armor
Wait, what?
all?
Armor off.
Thank you, Barry. Somebody has to stand up for the little guy. You know what I'm saying?
Somebody.
So, yes.
Well, we're the same size now, but before I was towering over you. So.
Strength of true. That's true. And in real life, you tower over me.
Right.
We are very different height-wise. Strength of Truth says, gotta apologize to Robert. Been giving him a hard time on Facebook about the Warden. Bought a classic blend Warden a few weeks ago. Proceeded to win my division in our spring fling. Strength of Truth. Is that a coincidence? I submit that it is not. welcome aboard Team Warden. We welcome all to join in our quest. Eric, you want to be on Team Warden?
Sure, I'm in.
Sick.
Let's do it.
You're welcome on the team. Bobby, you want to be on Team Warden?
No.
Get out of here. You're dumb.
This will be on for the rest of this moment.
These will be off for the rest of this
I
show.
thought of Paul Harvey when you did that.
Paul Harvey, the rest of the story.
Paul Harvey. Good day.
Tina asked me for something, so I'm telling her that I'm recording DJM right
Doesn't
now.
look like you are.
What do you mean? It's recorded right now. We're live right now. Do you want to try to get her on
Zach.
video real quick?
Zachary, thanks for asking. He said, what's the status of your hair cream, Robert? Okay, so as we know, it's well documented.
Start a video.
Boogie's casual hair clay discontinued.
Hey, there's Tina. She's on the Disc Golf Answer Man.
Hey, Tina.
You're bad at this.
I know. Yes, screenception. Okay, Zachary. So, discontinued.
No, I'm sorry. I
gotta-
I'll do it after we
talk
We have to do
to
the-
her, not into the mic.
Yes,
Oh,
please.
sorry.
She's answering a question.
I got a product from Walmart. It was okay.
Okay.
I got my hair cut yesterday
bye.
by my boy Carlos. He said, "Man, last time I know we were talking about hair products, and I was looking through my book and I found one I think you like, and he just ordered it for me.
Nice.
So he gave it to me. This is my first day using it. So far, it's pretty good. So I'll report back more, but early reviews are that I may have found a new casual hair clay that I need to take a picture with.
Nice.
Kyle, I'm not trying to bend my charger. It's just the way that it goes, man.
All right, here we go. We're going to start recording.
Okay, great.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to this episode of the Disc Golf Answer Man. I am Bobby Cool Daddy Slick Breeze. I have with me Eric Ice McCabe.
Ice baby, in fact.
Robert Guitar McCall.
Yeah, that's me. Just playing the guitar
I
every
was
day.
trying to think of something that I've seen you
Every
doing the
day.
other day. You were taking your guitar back in.
I
to
was.
your
That's
place.
true.
So, anyway, we are Disc Golf Answer Man. We are a podcast show where you send in questions and we try to answer your disc golf questions. We have not very many speak pipe questions, but we have several Google form questions, so we'll get to those here in a minute. But first, Eric,
What's up?
what's going on with you lately?
Nothing.
Nerfing.
Let's see. Well, I just got back internationally,
Yes.
traveling to Canada. We talked about that quite a bit last week. This is going on a lot lately.
Hey, you're
He's
gonna
holding
like it.
in.
For you audio listeners
For the-
only, it is. Just go to YouTube and watch this video because this thing is gorgeous.
Yes.
Or go to my Instagram account because I've made many, many posts about it. It is the Lucid X Ice EMAC Truth with the ghost stamp. This thing is just gorgeous.
It's
Look
looking
how
pretty good.
clear it is.
Ice,
Like-
it's super clear.
It's ridiculous.
Like,
And I go ahead.
well, I was going to say, after you take it out to the course, you'll definitely want to buy some Windex to clean it.
Yes.
Because it's just like a window.
Don't commit any crimes because it definitely shows fingerprints. But no, it's great. I actually took it out last week, one of them, and was throwing it around, and it's nice and beefy.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sweet.
And people are complaining, thinking, "Oh, I'm going to lose that." You know, it's like
Not if you throw it in the
you
fairway.
really don't, and it's predictable. You're not going to lose it, and honestly, there's only 300 of them, so it's really more of about a collector's item than
Yep.
a thrower. But if you
Right.
want to throw it, you absolutely can.
Yep.
Isn't
You're
that
gonna like
pretty?
it.
How pretty is that?
That's very pretty.
She's a beaut.
She's a beaut. Now, what do you got set up for GBO? You got the courses all ready to go?
Nope.
What do you got left to do?
I
with the
do
courses?
not.
I do not. Let's see. We're going to start painting all the OBs this Thursday, so everything's down and nice and fresh. So I think Thursday, Friday, Saturday are the days we're going to be out painting, flagging. Friday or Saturday, one of those 2 days are the days we're actually setting up the Muni courses.
Oh, cool.
So baskets will be out there in the ground, both courses. You'd be able to start playing that on Sunday from 7 to 7.
Nice.
Get out there. I think that's $10 a round since it is a private course. You got to pay that fee. But those courses are amazing. I really enjoyed helping design both of those. And it's something special out there. It really is. You get to play on a golf course, but it's not what you would think as far as, man, golf courses, they're typically really long and lots of OB. Not necessarily the case out at the Muni. There's a few longer holes,
Yeah.
but it's beautiful.
Quick question about the Lucid X EMAC.
So-
Chris Goodrich asked if they fly like last year's runs, and they feel different. So talk about that first.
They do feel a little different. They actually have a little bit more dome to them because I remember
Not crazy dome,
not
but
crazy, just
certainly more than
like
last year.
almost the perfect amount.
Like Astrodome?
Yes,
Yeah, almost like
Astrodome.
that.
And so last year's were
Hippodrome?
super
Dome?
board flat, and they weren't super overstable
They were for a bit.
for a bit, and then
Yeah.
they beat in a little faster. But and granted, I've only played one round with this particular one, but it was noticeably more overstable.
Yeah,
2-man
So there
enter,
you go,
1-man
Chris.
leave. Thunderdome?
Sure,
Yeah,
Okay.
if you're into that.
All right. Do you know what movie that is?
Thunderdome.
No.
I don't have any idea.
That's in the thing. Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome.
Yes, Mad Max.
Anyway,
Oh,
Robert
nice.
McCall, how was your weekend? What do you got going on? What's up
Oh,
with you?
What do I have
You
going on?
Putting any new players on the team? Firing players? What's going on?
I did.
Exclusive.
No, I'm teasing.
We did add a new player last week. If
we
you
did?
if you watched the Monkey Island Open coverage,
Yep.
there's
MIO?
a gentleman named Logan Harpool who dominated. He's been playing tournaments for about a year. He lives in Wichita, and I think he has all the tools to be a really incredible player.
Yeah,
He's
great
up to-
forehand.
He's up to 990 something right now.
Yeah.
That was his second Open tournament. He won, and it wasn't dominant fashion, I guess, but he looked unbeatable that day.
Yeah.
And but there's lots of good players. We say that all the time. There's plenty of people who are good at disc golf, but Logan's just a good dude. Like
He is a good dude.
really, really humble, good guy. So yeah, we added him to the team. I guess last week.
Mhm.
So pretty cool. Congrats, Logan. We'll see you here at GBO pretty soon.
Is he
Did you
playing
get
GBO?
I think so.
Did you guys get any disc golf in past weekend?
I played once, maybe toward the end of last week. I played golf on Friday, and I played golf on Sunday, and I think I played disc golf maybe on Thursday or something like that.
I played. I went out and played Cottonwood on Sunday
Oh, yeah?
afternoon. Went out there by myself. Got a round in. Since I'm playing Masters,
Mm.
I needed to get a round on it. Plus, I needed to check out the course and make sure there's any updates that we need to do before the event.
Looking
So,
good?
Right.
Looking wonderful.
Excellent.
Beautiful.
Yeah. And
I-
now that we're getting toward GBO, he's going to be doing very much course stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I will be doing very much commentating stuff.
Mm.
Bobby will be doing very much videoing and photographying and
Stuff.
othering stuff.
Stuff. So yeah, I got to play Sunday. I played some disc golf on Sunday. I played actually played a round with Danny at
Danny Lindahl.
Yes, Danny Lindahl.
I've heard of him.
Jones West. And he actually it was pretty cool.
Thanks for the invite too. By the way,
Oh,
go on though.
I'm sorry. And
West is one of the courses I will be playing.
Oh, I didn't realize.
So, but-
So we were warming up, and then right when we go into hole one, he says, "All right," in Danny fashion. "All right." And I'm like, "Great, what's going on?" He goes, "Give me 9 holes, and I will add 30 feet to your distance."
Nice.
I was like,
He's never said that to me. That's not true. He's definitely said that to me. Anyway, go ahead.
so I said, "All right." So he gave me a few pointers, and I was like, "Oh, I feel like I could get more spin on the disc." And then like in the 4th hole, he gave me some more pointers, and I felt like it just felt I need to finesse what he's taught me, but it did. It made a difference.
Nice.
Basically, he said on my X step, I was reaching back too soon,
Mm-hmm.
and instead you do the X step, and then it's hard to explain, but I was reaching back too soon. And then he was having me, when I held the disc, I can't remember how to explain it, but in other words, I had more grip on the disc, and so when I released it, I had more spin.
Nice.
Did
and it
you
was like
change your grip at all?
I didn't change the grip. It was like where I was holding the disc and
Okay.
where I was releasing it and bringing it through the reach back.
Nice. Did
So-
it add 30 feet of distance?
I don't know if technically it did, but it sure felt like it put a lot more spin on the disc.
Right.
And I felt like some of the throws I was having when I would get the form really good, it felt good. And I even remarked it. It was like, man, I feel like I have more control of the disc. More.
Nice.
Which in return leads to confidence, which leads to better play.
Correct. So
Cool.
Which leads to being 850 rated.
exactly.
Ooh.
So
I'm going to be
specifically-
850 rated by the end of this year too.
You want to
Oh,
race to see who
man.
gets there
Yeah,
faster?
let's do it.
So he specifically said he did that to make Anthony scared. So
Ooh, are you scared?
anyway, so good stuff. So anyway, what else? Oh yeah, speaking of Class 1 Open, if you're not aware, we have a lot of coverage going on.
Ooh, all the
So much coverage.
So we're gonna have Smashbox, Terry Miller, and Johnny V down here. The official all encompassing Smashbox, not the fakey stuff we're seeing.
The goats.
Yeah,
fakey stuff.
Not putting anybody down, but we're gonna have the full on Smashbox here doing their
It's more
thing.
like Crumble Box.
Yeah.
Not full
And
Smash.
on the commentary is going to be Terry and Mr. McCall, correct?
Yo.
And they're
Is that
going to
for
be
live? You're doing live? Cool.
they're going to be doing live for FPO and MPO.
In studio?
I think studio at the country club.
Okay, but
I
in
think,
studio.
But yes, in studio. That's right.
And then covering MPO1, MPO2, and FPO1 as post-production will be the Jomez team.
I believe it's a soft J. I think it's Yomez.
Jomez.
Apparently you just
Yomez.
Yeah, Yomez.
Yomez. So Yomez.
Yomez Pro.
Everyone's going to be like, who's this new company?
Yeah, I never heard of them.
They're going to be out here, and this is going to be something big that I don't think they've done this much at one tournament. 3 cards.
I know
in a
they're
sense.
bringing a bunch
Yeah,
of
they're
people.
bringing a big crew, so it'd be exciting to see what they put together. And I've been talking to Juan and Jonathan here and there, and we are all super excited at Glassbone Open.
I believe it's Jonathan.
And Juan.
Whatever. It's a soft J.
You must be yoking.
I am only telling a joke.
And then MPO3 is the dynamic duo of Anthony and Danny.
Whoa.
Who'll be producing MPO3 tournament coverage.
Never heard of them.
And then FPO2 will be produced by Parsafe Productions.
Nice. There is another one. I
Yes.
couldn't remember the other one. That
And
Cool.
so that I think I confirmed through. I was talking to Steve Hill, and he said he believed what I said was to be true. And then I heard him mention on his podcast that this is the most covered event
covered
because
event.
we have live now. We've
Ever.
like as far as MPO 1 through 3 and FPO 1 and 2, that's been done, but not on top of live coverage.
What's up?
So
It's what we do.
Glassbone Open, Dynamic
It's
Discs,
that bar going up.
setting the bar
Yeah.
all the time.
Unreachable.
Hope y'all are ready to
That's
just
true.
watch all the content. All of it.
Yeah.
Because we're going to have a crap ton.
And you know those cards are going to be stacked with people that people
100%.
want to watch.
100%.
Yeah.
So
And we're going to have a great time. We got great commentators with Big Sexy coming in for
Big
Jomez.
Sexy is going to be doing the MPO 1. MPO 2 is going to be McCall and AJ Risley.
I was saying AJ was great. Just, okay, go ahead.
And then MPO 3 is going to be Eric Oakley and Chris Clemens. FPO 1 will be Paige Pierce and Zoe Andike.
Nice.
FPO 2, I'm not sure with Parsave. I need to reach
Right.
out to them, see what they have planned for commentary. So just all around big media production, which is so awesome. I'm
It's gonna
super
be awesome.
excited.
Dude, I'm going to tell you right now. So I've heard Oakley commentate. It will be no surprise to anyone who knows him. He's good at talking.
Yes.
Right? He's good at that. Right. Clemens, I think, is an extremely underrated commentator.
Yeah.
And I think you guys are going to love him. He is extremely knowledgeable, well-spoken, but also really analytical. And so if you haven't heard him commentate before, I think you're in for a treat.
Except he's a lefty.
Yeah, well, he's going to be thinking from the wrong side of every fairway, which that kind of sucks for everybody. But we're going to just grin and bear it.
Grin and bear it. That's the motto. So glassboneopen.com, and they'll be under the media. There'll be a link, and I'll try to have every link possible that where you're going. And then to tell the story through pictures is, of course, is going to be the famous Alyssa Van Lannen.
Yeah.
So she's going to be here doing her. People are really liking her eye for taking photos at events, and she's going to be here taking photos and things like that, of telling the story through photos.
Quick question here. Brian Beatty asks, will it be on local cable this year again?
Yes, it will.
Live broadcast?
Value Nets we have the same setup where they're going to broadcast, and like last time I think they just turned it on and it just whatever we fed them they did it. So it's going to be just nonstop GBO disc golf.
I went into our local hibachi place, Ichiban, a week after GBO, and they were still playing that channel.
Oh, really?
They were still playing a week later, disc
Rolling
golf
it.
rolling.
Nice.
So that was cool.
Awesome.
I have to make sure to create a playlist of everything because can you imagine? I mean, that's
ridiculous.
when it's all said and done. You got live 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards, so that's at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Carry the 18 hours, roughly,
It's going to be a lot.
of disc
That's
golf
a lot of disc golf.
per day.
I, for one, am excited.
All right.
There's not even that many hours in a day,
Did you
Bobby.
say per day? It's definitely not that many per day.
Sounded better.
Listen, 20 of the 24 hours per day will have disc golf coverage.
Leap year day.
Oh, okay, perfect.
All right, let's get to the questions. Remember, guys, as always, you can go to discgolfansman.com, submit your disc golf question, get it on the air. One thing I do want to mention, there was a interesting poll on Disc Golf Answer Man Facebook group. I don't know if you saw that, Robert.
Say it again.
There was a poll?
Yes, about the effects.
So Yeah, someone said, ran a
we
poll.
can cover that
Do
real
you
quick.
prefer, can I? Is that okay?
Yeah, you're welcome to.
Which do you prefer, Bobby's Keep It Real voice changer? Keep it real. Or Robert's Click? So
But it's because we don't have a sign to keep it real. It was just in the meantime.
So it looks like about half of the people prefer my voice changer. They prefer the Keep It Real. So we're going to keep that real and keep it going. Someone says neither, but love the show.
Okay,
That guy is the smart guy
Neither.
of the bunch.
okay, you said half the people prefer your. That would mean we were tied. You're saying twice the number.
I'm sorry, yes. Twice the
Twice the
number
number
of
who
people, you're right.
prefer the click prefer keep it real on the voice changer.
Correct.
Now, I will say multiple people in the comments said, I picked voice changer, but only because I want to see how annoyed Robert gets when he uses it. So
You don't think that's a little bit of part of why I keep doing it?
I don't think so. I would never have thought of that.
Then you've never met me.
Yeah, wait. I have exclusively met you.
Yeah. All right, so let's get to the questions. This one's from Gonzo. He says, "Hey guys, thanks for all you do. I have an all trilogy bag except for my putters. I use Wizards, and I want to know what the closest putter is to those as far as feel and flight. Thank you for taking my question. P.S. The EMAC Truth is the greatest disc ever."
Boom, roasted.
Say which putter it was at the beginning again, please.
He just says I use Wizards.
Okay, and he's trying to switch stars.
Correct.
Judge.
Feel and flight.
Feel,
Judge.
I think Judge is exactly right.
Yeah. Crown is another one I think that flight-wise would be.
Mm-hmm. I would say the Judge probably has a little more glide than the Wizard, and the Crown maybe in that boat. I haven't putted or thrown the Crown a whole lot lately. But as far as the lack of glide goes, I think the Shield is probably going to be your most comparable glide. But if you're going purely based on feel, you're going to pick up a Judge and be like, okay, this feels close enough.
Yeah, Judge.
Yeah.
I would say Judge all day.
Yes.
All right, and just real quick note for you YouTube
Yeah, it's
watchers,
a soft J.
the questions, I see you guys are posting questions. Remember that we do the questions from YouTube on the after show where we just kind of sit back, relax, and talk a little bit about whatever we want to talk about,
Yeah.
and we answer your questions. So keep those questions, and we will get to them at the end of the show on the after show. This one is from Brock.
Sup, Brock?
Hey, Disc Golf Answer Man. I've been listening to you guys for a few months now and love the show. So I've been playing disc golf off and on for a few years now. I have mostly played with a forehand because that's what felt comfortable for me to start out playing with, and it's how I throw furthest. So now I'm trying to improve my backhand throw. When I go out to play, if my forehand throw is doing great, then my backhand throw is awful, and then vice versa. How can I fix this?
So basically, you're the same thing that happens to me happens to you is what you're saying. I feel like that's how disc golf and golf and those kind of sports are. Is like when one thing is working, for whatever reason, something else will just not work or not work as well as you're expecting
And
it to.
very rarely is everything clicking on all cylinders.
Right. I think for me, a lot of times when my forehand is feeling really good, it's because I've been practicing it a lot and being really intentional about hitting that follow through line and keeping my palm up and things like that. But that makes me focus a little bit less on what I'm doing backhand wise. For me, that's usually okay because I've got a lot more muscle memory in the backhand. But if I just use backhand for a long time and then need to just throw one forehand, man, it's usually trouble.
Yeah.
And so how do you combat that? I think really the only answer truly is to keep both in practice all the time. When you go out to the field, don't just practice backhand, practice forehand, or vice versa if the forehand is your dominant throw, and make it so that muscle memory you're developing both and keeping both at the same time. I think that's really the only answer. I don't think there's a shortcut to it.
I would agree. The only other thing you can do is if your backhand's working that day, just throw your backhand. I mean, that's at the end of the day, that's what I end up doing if my forehand is struggling like it normally is.
Yep.
I just won't throw it. I'll just force turnovers or play to that strength of my game, whatever is on point at that point.
100%.
So,
especially like if I'm playing a casual round and maybe we're playing dollar or something like that, I'll still throw a forehand even if I don't know that it's the right play because I'm trying to get better, right?
Yeah, of course.
But if you're in a
you got to put yourself in that situation.
Right. But say Monkey Island, I walked up to a hole. I had planned to throw 3 forehands per round. I knew which ones they were.
3 forehands on one hole?
Yep. It's a
Dang.
very long hole. No, on 3 separate holes, tee shots.
Okay. And you didn't?
The very first one I threw so bad, and I lost I mean, I lost all confidence in it just like that.
It's
And so from there on out, those other two forehands, now they're backhands.
That's why you threw a backhand on hole 17.
That's correct.
Yeah, I wondered that when I watched the video.
Yes, because I was terrified.
Yep.
Because the first one that I threw was on 11. Is that the one right before the peninsula hole?
Yes. Yeah.
I threw it. I burned it so bad it didn't get to the water left.
Okay.
Like it should have. I mean, it would have gone.
Yeah, that's horrible.
It was so bad. I'm telling you, I had a 150-foot upshot. So
On a 200-foot hole.
yes, good thing it wasn't on camera.
Which one?
Although I'd have taken that
the
round
one right
camera.
before the peninsula that shoots to the
Yeah.
corner, where the basket sits
Yeah,
like
it's
by
like
that
it's like
little
260,
Throw it-
270. Yeah.
the Mando trees right in front
I was
of
just
you.
trying to throw a smooth, easy, fell in, and I went, and then threw it in the ground, and I didn't throw any more forehands after
No, I
that.
don't blame you. That's a tough little forehand because it's so
is.
touchy. It really is. That's not recommended to, your first forehand of the day to be a touch shot
Yeah, right.
because you're gonna lose all confidence unless you park
Yeah.
the hole.
So do as I say, not as I do. Keep them both in practice
They also-
because when you get to that spot, you want to feel confident.
yeah, exactly. They also lost a tree on that hole. The tree that I throw to.
Yep.
I lay up to that tree and have a 20-footer every time, and now it's gone.
Now
So
you're
I don't
just
even know what to do.
Yeah. Throw it in the water.
Man, I did. Yeah, exactly. 100%.
All right, next question comes from Griffin. How do you join Team Trilogy? Well, Griffin, first you have to understand that Team Trilogy is different. Team Trilogy is not a sponsorship. So like Team Dynamic Discs, Team Innova, Team Latitude 64, those are sponsorships. They actually sponsor the athlete. Whereas Team Trilogy is just a group of fans that are like, man, we just love the three brands, Dynamic Discs, Westside Discs, and Latitude 64. We love it, and we want to show our support. And so we're going to say that we are only going to throw from these three brands, and we are going to call ourselves Team Trilogy. They have a team atmosphere. In other words, they have a Facebook page. Whenever they are together at an event, they hang out together. So
There's benefits as well.
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
I'm
like
sorry.
discounts
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
all
you
that
get
kind of
discounts and
stuff.
stuff
It's
like
not
that.
just a fan base. I mean,
Right.
it is a fan base, but there's perks and everything to it.
Yeah,
but if that's the
definitely.
one that you're looking to join,
Yeah.
is there a website, right? Team
yes,
Trilogy.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
TeamTrilogy.org, and there's an FAQ page that will tell you answer every question that you have as far as if you can join or how you join and stuff like that.
And
So
I,
check
I
that
do
out.
highly recommend it if you are a fan and your bag is full of our plastic.
There's
I
no
mean,
reason
it's,
not to.
It's a no-brainer,
Yeah.
really.
All right, this one is from Trey. Yep, Trey. I'm interested in buying a heavily wooded plot of land to convert it into an 18-hole disc golf course.
Sick.
Assuming most holes are a little shorter due to the woods, how many acres should I look for? Also, what are the fees for the dynamic course design?
Great question.
1 million are the fees.
$1 million.
And 1 million acres. That's what we require.
$1 an acre.
It's
no,
pretty cheap when you think about it,
really
that way.
is. It really is. It depends on what kind of course you're looking to get. If it's going to be more of a private type of a course, basically something that you're just going to enjoy and maybe have some friends out and play. If you're planning on hosting events on it, that's a whole nother animal. But my recommendation would be 1 to 1.5 acres per hole, and that's strictly the golf side of things. That doesn't include where your home is going to be, or if you have a lake or something like that. So playable land, my recommendation is around 25 acres just for a smaller, kind of more fun style of disc golf course. If you want to go bigger than that, I mean, bigger the better, honestly. If you can get more than that, that's awesome. But I've put 18 holes on 17 acres of land, and that was doable. It's tight, it's a little shorter, but it is very doable. And as far as the price goes, it really does vary, variable to variable, obviously, from what you want, what kind of baskets you want, if you want tee signs, if you want course design. There's just so much of it. That's kind of too general to say, hey, this is the price, So if you do want to quote, shoot an email to coursesales@dynamicdiscs.com, and we'll be able to, get the quote out for you for exactly what you want. So yeah, that's my recommendation is shoot an email over, and we'll get you set up nicely.
Yep. Course sales, all one word.
All one word. At
Excellent.
Dynamic Discs.
Yeah, with an
Plural.
S.
Don't forget that S.
I have a few people over the years. I'm like, hey, did you get my email? No.
No.
And they send it to dynamicdisc.com.
Yeah.
Nope.
There's an S.
Do not do that.
There's an S. Well, I'm surprised that they don't get a kickback, though.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they saw it and they were like, no, it's just this. They're trying to keep it secret.
That could be.
I think so.
We have multiple discs.
All right, this one is from
More than one.
Austin. This is a GBO question, so timely. I will be driving to Emporia to watch the final day of GBO, and I can't be more excited. Real quick side note. A lot of people, a big question that people ask is, does it cost money to spectate? No, it does not.
You pay Eric
You
directly.
pay Eric directly. Make out to
My
Eric.
PayPal is
No, it does not cost to spectate at GBO
At all.
at all. None of the days. However, we have spectator packages. It's kind of an incentive for you to get to make it a little more, feel more part of the GBO experience.
I highly recommend it.
Yes, and you get some goodies. You get to actually, one of the things you get to do is the same thing in the players, which is get a hot, you get to do a hot stamp, get a spectator stamp on your disc.
I think the best part about the spectator pack is if you're planning on playing GBO next year, you get first available sign up.
Priority registration.
That is huge.
Yes.
So if you know you want to play the event, the spectator badge makes perfect
Absolutely.
sense.
Glassmodeopen.com, and I can't remember which tab it's under, but there's a spectator package tab there for you. Anyway, he says the schedule has the first tee at 7:30. I've never been to a pro event, and I'm curious how it works. Am I allowed to watch multiple cards during the day? Around what time will the final card tee? Also, where can I find you guys at the block party, especially EMAC? Great, especially EMAC.
Especially EMAC with these guys.
That's what he says. I need me some of the ice Lucid X EMAX. Thanks for all you fellas do.
Cool. Well, 7:30 is when the first female card is going to tee off. After the cut, right? We're having a cut, I believe, for the first time ever.
Yep.
Yes, you can watch as many cards as you want. You can sit on one hole. You can follow groups and then kind of turn around and walk back and do it again. You can do whatever you want, really. And then the final group tees off typically between 1 and 2.
I think it's going to be a little earlier this year.
No, earlier?
Yeah, because we're
Oh,
planning
on the
for
last day. That's right.
Yeah, because we're planning. We're less of the field, so it'll be
Yes,
earlier.
that's
then
true.
we're planning for the Raz round, and then for the block party like 5.
That's
right?
true. Well, now if you're looking into that, look the night before when we post tee
Yes,
times. That would be the
100%.
best time to justify what time. But I recommend getting there as early as possible.
Definitely.
To follow around.
I think that the last MPO card will go off around noon or so.
Okay, that's great.
Yep.
Wow.
And then for the most important answer of your question, where will I be at the block party? The block party. Okay, so years past I've been kind of in front of Dynamic Discs, kind of down to the east a little bit. This year I will be directly across the street from Dynamic Discs and the stage and everything like that.
So go to the retail store.
Yep, go
check
to the retail
stuff
store.
out.
Directly across the street is where I will be.
Is that where everybody else is going to be with their special discs?
I know myself and Paige Bjerkes are sharing a table this year, so we'll be right there.
The Oakleys are usually a little. What
The Oakleys are usually on the other side
because
down
they have
to
their
the
RV
east.
there.
They have the RV there. I know next to me is the Discmania guys.
Okay.
They'll be next to me, and then I'm not sure who's on the other side. I don't recall, but yeah, I mean,
they'll be pretty
honestly,
easy to spot.
this year's crazy. With the first year we've ever sold out of vendor tables.
Yeah, so there's going to be crazy
They're
stuff.
all down the streets. They're actually down the side streets this year. I know Lime Warrior will be set up on 8th Street.
Sweet.
So definitely go check out them. He's got some really cool stuff. And it's a great cause. So
Yeah.
But definitely right across the street from Dynamo Story.
Robert McCall will be in studio doing commentary the whole time.
Yep, all day on Saturday until we get to the Raz round. Once
and then
the
you're doing live commentary.
yes, once the
You're
Raz
gonna
round
be
starts,
drinking a lot of honey tea, aren't
dude,
you?
I honestly started thinking about that today. Like,
Yeah.
it's going to be seriously, I think between 7 and 8 hours of just broadcasting, each day.
Yeah,
For-
because
for
when
me.
the
You're gonna
women
have,
are
like,
done,
you're gonna have
the men are about to tee off probably. You
Then,
probably have like
yeah,
a half hour
I think
break
we'll
or
get about a
something.
half hour break. Start live on the men, and then the Jomez card either at night or early in the morning, or so I don't know when that's going to be.
It has to be at night if you're doing it because
we're gonna
early in
have
the
fun.
morning you're going to be doing live commentary again at like 8 o'clock because
Yep.
the women's
It'd have to
at
be
8.
super freaking
This is
early.
going to sound probably like
I can't wait for this sentence to end. I'm excited about where this is going.
what I mean.
Yes.
This is probably going to sound like I'm saying that I don't know what word I'm looking for.
Hey, you know what? Hit it, dude. Just
What?
I'll keep my headphones on.
You'll do what? Do what?
Go ahead.
I'm about to keep it real.
I knew you wanted to.
What I was going to say is you need an assistant.
Thank you.
Assistant to the regional manager.
Yeah, assistant to the Robert McCall.
No, it's the dynamic disc manager.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, right.
Sorry, I forgot.
No, I'm
Forgot
serious
to mention
because you'll need someone that will do some thinking that you can't think of. Like, having your tea ready or having a snack, or you know what I'm saying?
I know.
That's what Taco's for, right?
And
He's the assistant.
He's got team
team
he's got team people to take
I'm
care
sure he's
of.
got team stuff
Yeah,
to
I'm
do,
sure.
but I'm thinking like of a volunteer. Like maybe you need to ask Doug. Say, hey, Doug, can I have a volunteer's time to? You know what? I didn't want
I
to
understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
I think it won't be as bad as you're saying it will be.
No, but
But,
the reason
but
is,
I'm also a grin and bear it type person, so it's going to be long days. no
right.
doubt.
I get it. I guess I'm just thinking this is a big production.
Yeah.
And I don't want, in my mind, I'm thinking I don't want by day 2.5 for your brain to be so fried that you're not on your game. You know, so
Too
if
late.
somebody else.
Brain's fried now, man. This is the best it gets.
Don't you hear the sizzling? We're sizzling.
This
So,
is as good as it ever gets.
We need to figure that out.
Sizzly.
We're going to have fun with it, though. I can't wait.
All right, this is from an injured guy.
Oh, man.
It says injured guy.
What a horrible name.
Sucks.
I wonder if his name Hertz.
You are the worst.
When he rents a car, did he rent it from Hertz?
Okay, that was better. Okay, yeah.
Better, okay. Anyway, hello, I'm right-handed and was recently injured pretty bad, so for the time being, I can only throw left-handed. Am I able to sign up for tournaments and play in the rec division left-handed? Do my rounds need to be rated if I am a PDJ member? I usually play advanced.
Okay, so here's how that works. And
You can sign up for an event and literally not play.
What?
You wouldn't want to,
What?
but nothing is stopping you from signing up for it. In other words, just
I'm
because he throws
confused.
left-handed doesn't mean he can't sign up for tournaments.
Well, yeah,
Well,
but
well,
he-
yeah,
I know,
but-
but he wants to play in the rec division, so
right,
it depends
if
on
you're-
his rating.
Here's
and
the
stuff.
thing. You're currently in advance, which means I would assume your rating is higher than what the rec threshold is, which it
yeah.
has to be, if you're anything over 900, you have to play intermediate. Anything over 935, you have to play advanced. I assume you're above that, by the way that your question is phrased. So you would not be able to sign up for
Right.
rec because of the ratings threshold, regardless of which hand you're playing with. Because if that was the case, say somebody like Eric could be like, hey, look, I'm going to play advanced this time around, but I'm going to play my left hand, so I should be in advanced. And then all of a sudden he just starts playing, right hand and smokes everybody by 20. Those sort of things, you can't allow those sort of exceptions. So you have to play by your rating to start. Now, if you're throwing with your left hand, your rating's probably going to tank pretty fast, and you will be able to sign up for rec.
So play a couple. And
Yeah,
then,
it won't take long. But yeah, that's it.
and then do my rounds.
Sucks
need
to be injured, by
rated.
the way.
They will be rated because you're playing a PDJ sanctioned event.
Right.
Yes.
One word of advice, though. Make sure that even if you are playing with your offhand, that you're not re-injuring yourself. Because the worst thing you can do after an injury is come back too quickly. That usually just makes it worse. Anytime you exacerbate an injury, that's trouble. It can honestly even be worse than the first time you injured it. So make sure that you are totally ready to go. Yeah.
All right. We only got two questions from SpeakPipe. Let's see if we can make this work. Hold on.
Hey, what's up, Disc Golf Answer Man? It's Tim from Northern California, and I have a question about etiquette in the fairway with the mini marker.
Ah.
I just started competing in the last year, and in casual rounds, my friends are pointing out that I tend to miss my mini marker in the fairway when I run up for the second shot, and I miss it by about 1 foot, typically to the left of the marker. And so my friends are like, hey, dude, you just missed your marker, so just a heads up.
Nice.
So my
phrase.
question is, one, to what extent do you guys see this being enforced in the events you play in, whether that's advanced or pro? And two, do you have any tips for working on footwork in order to better hit that marker when running up in the fairway? So thanks in advance, and I'll take my question off the air. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.
Sweet.
So
I like how he said he'll take his question
off
off
the
the
air.
air. He's still on hold.
I'll be waiting. Thanks.
So that's something I get nervous about too, especially when.
Footballs?
Well, that particular one of not getting close enough to
Yeah.
your marker,
Yeah.
especially when I know it's going to be a big run up because of I've got it's a long hole and I've got a basically another drive
Full-
rather than
full throw.
Yeah. I sometimes I don't know if this is just something I do. Sometimes if I know how many steps I'm going to run up, if I'm thinking okay this is probably going to be like 2-3 stars, if I can feel how much I will stand.
Start and go backwards.
Yeah, start right by the disc and take 3 steps back, knowing that I'm going to take 3 steps.
It's almost
to
like
run.
a place kicker sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like you
Paula
have your
Abdul
steps
song.
measured off.
Yeah. What'd you say?
It's like the Paula Abdul song.
1 step forward, 2 steps back.
Yeah. See, he
'Cause
knows.
opposites attract.
I think I would have gotten there.
Yeah, I think so.
Get there faster.
Man.
Did you lose your train of thought?
Yes, I did. Okay, so he asked if it's called much, if he needs to worry about it.
yeah,
I
yeah.
honestly think I see it called more in the amateur side of things than I do the professional side of things. And
Unless it's egregious,
Yes.
most people don't call it. on the
exactly,
press.
especially in his situation where it's in the middle of a fairway.
Yep.
You know, one kind of small tip that I will give you, if you're missing it by, say, a foot, don't mark it. Just use the disc that's there. Don't put your mini down, because that gives you a larger target to hit, especially with the new rule.
Yep.
It does give you a larger target to hit, and mentally it really does help with the footing. So
I'll do the same, especially in the fairway, unless I'm throwing that disc
that's
again.
the only time.
I'm
or
really
if I'm
not-
putting. If I'm putting, I'll mark it.
I'll mark it every
or-
time I'm
yeah.
putting. But otherwise, yeah, if I'm not throwing that disc, I'm leaving it there.
Exactly.
You know, the target area behind the disc is technically the same size, but
Yes.
it just feels
Yeah.
easier to hit when it's a full disc.
Exactly.
So and Chaser said it on here, and it's kind of just exactly like what you said, Bobby. I think, or maybe I don't know. One of y'all said it. Sorry, but yeah, how place kickers do, like you take a couple steps back over to the side, but when you step back, that's how many steps it's going to take you to get there. So work on
Do your full run up.
yeah. So work
Backwards.
on getting your footwork
Run backwards.
consistent, because then like Eric will never have to do that because he knows how far his steps go because he's done it so many times. But when you first start out, I mean,
You have
I
no
think
idea.
I think everybody has trouble measuring that out properly. So until you have a good feel for that, kind of give yourself a practice run up. Start at a spot, give yourself a practice run up, and feel what those steps feel like.
Yep.
And then do that.
Yep.
It's probably a good way to go about it.
Excellent. All right. Let's see. I did not find the next question.
Okay.
Oh, no, I did. I'm sorry. This one was from Jordan. I was wondering how to best work on timing. That seems to be the biggest problem with my form right now, and it's holding me back on a lot of my drives. Thanks. Love the podcast and always enjoy watching.
Timing is I think it's one of the hardest things in disc golf if it doesn't just come naturally to you. And there's some people who really piece out their timing a lot more than others. Some people just like, you just get it. That's
Just
how
comes natural.
it's how your body works. But some people have to think about it a lot. And so I know that Danny's put out a video about timing in particular. I would go check that out and make sure that kind of the landmarks that you're hitting at the right time. That's kind of like what you talked about that he was teaching you before, that your reach back was too early. That's a timing issue, right? So ideally, you really want your reach back to kind of start as your hips start to turn backwards, right?
Yeah.
So when you're in your X step, if you're a right-handed player, when your left foot is starting to go behind, that's when you want your hips to turn back. That's when you want your shoulder to turn back. And then as your plant foot or your right foot is hitting the ground, that's kind of when you start that forward motion. If you start it earlier, you're going to do bad stuff. If you start it later, you're not going to reach your full potential. So,
Which is also bad stuff.
all of it's bad stuff. So really, yeah, you just kind of want those things to be in line with one another. And it's going to help you a lot to, video yourself. And then, just make sure that you're mimicking what you see top players do, what you see those instructional videos do. And
Excellent.
Danny's actually on the chat, and he says, peak your reach back when your front foot touches the ground. So
Is he driving?
Yeah, he's probably driving and watching at the same
I don't
time,
know.
and answering, and on Discord answering Apex questions
Hey,
at the same time.
hey, respect, dude. He's killing the game.
And combing his mustache.
But yeah,
Right.
that's true.
No, twirling it.
Oh, for real.
But yeah, he's saying kind of the same thing that we're talking about. As your front foot hits the ground, that's when your reach back should be at its farthest back. That's when you start pulling forward.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Well, Robert, thank you for answering that question about
Timing?
timing.
You suck. Dude.
You know how
You were-
long?
That
you
was
were-
so
wait,
meta.
wait, wait,
You
wait,
were-
wait,
no,
wait,
that
wait,
was meta.
wait.
It
You
wasn't
That
know,
was meta.
You know how long he's been waiting to say that since he read the word timing in that question.
What joke can I tell? What joke can I tell? What joke? Oh yes. Okay. Here it is. Wait.
I got
I
it. Shut
wanted
up,
to-
Robert.
I
Shut
was
up, Robert.
gonna-
Shut up,
Wait for him
Robert.
to finish.
Shut
I was
up,
going to
Robert.
do it at
Danny,
the
shut
intro.
up. No, Danny, shut. Hey,
I
come
was
on.
going to do the intro, but you'd already started talking. All right, this one is from Zach. Hey, Disc Golf Answer Man, the podcast is my favorite part of my week.
Nice.
I'm having trouble getting pressure with my thumb on top of the discs. It seems to just kind of slide around with no real solid contact. This isn't as bad on Prime as it is on Lucid. Any advice would be greatly appreciated. Come to Southern California sometime for some tacos better than Torchy's.
I'm interested.
Where at? In Southern California.
Probably a local hole in the wall type place. It's delicious, like El Marmol.
I think it's, when's the last time? Torchy's has been a while.
Waco.
Jeez. Okay, so what? Pressure, thumb pressure.
It's been so much longer for me.
Yeah.
What's you guys didn't invite me?
Sorry, dude.
You could have went to Waco.
No, I couldn't have.
Why not?
I was out of town.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
What say you about thumb pressure?
Thumb pressure for me, I honestly don't concentrate super hard on pushing my thumb down. You know, for me, it's not a super hard, firm grip on it. I barely have the disc in my hand. Like if you came up behind me, you could probably knock it out. You know what I mean? Would be my guess.
Yeah, if you're a
probably
jerk.
not,
Yeah.
but I mean, so I guess with my particular grip.
Oh,
How
how convenient
I'm
that
gripping a
we have a
disc.
clear disc
Oh
for
my
us to look at.
goodness! Sorry,
oh,
audio.
yeah, that
listeners,
should be
but-
our talking or our teaching.
But
disc.
honestly, I just kind of have a nice. Typically, where the rim meets the flight plate is where I like to keep my thumb
Pretty close
around
to
that area, depending on how big of a rim the disc is. But that's usually where I keep it. And honestly, most of my pressure is between my thumb and my index finger.
Same.
That's where I keep
a
the majority.
pinch.
Yeah, it's like a pinch right there. So it's not like I'm trying to keep my thumb up or flat or way in. I see
Yeah.
people have it way in like that, and it's just
Some
for me.
people
I
can
lose
launch that way,
consistency
but
that way.
same.
It comes out weird. So around that flight plate where it meets the rim is ideal for me to have a nice firm like handshake grip on it. Not super hard, not because I feel like the super hard harder that I grip the disc, the more wobbly it comes out or the inconsistent flights I get. So
Right.
that's kind of like where I like to grip it. I
Same.
don't have a whole lot of pressure down on the thumb, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I'm the
Majority
same.
of it is my index finger
Yeah.
pressuring up.
Yeah, it's not for me. My grip isn't so hard that I feel like I'm really straining a lot. But it's hard enough that if you try to pull the disc out of my hand, you wouldn't be able to.
Yeah, correct.
But yeah, I mean, I'm the same as you. That index and thumb pinch, I think, is the key.
And it's like the last point of contact. How about you, Bobby?
Jason.
I can't see the.
Oh, sorry.
The disc?
I was probably gripping that incorrectly, but
I don't use my thumb at all. It just kind of hangs out of the top.
oh,
And,
yeah. Have you seen Anthon throw?
I keep it underneath.
No.
Okay.
I
He
mean, I have,
releases
but I
his
haven't been
thumb
paid
on the
attention.
way back.
Dude, yes, I'm telling you, like as he's pulling back here, I'm gonna hold it to the camera as if I'm reaching back. The disc does this in his hand, and then he grabs it and goes. It's crazy.
So for audio listeners, he basically just lifted his thumb off the
And
disc.
some of his fingers. It's floating for a second.
Oh.
It's so
Basically
good. You have
spins
to
it
have to
and
watch
then
it.
catches
It's
it.
crazy.
It's like a trick shot.
I mean, I don't know how to describe. I guess like we're kind of close to what you said, Eric, where the
The
plate
flight
meets,
plate meets the rim on the top. Granted, it's a little more difficult on that one because it's a mid-range.
Right.
Now on a driver, it's a little easier to.
All right, next question comes
Let's
from
get it.
Alan. I am new to playing tournaments. Have been playing for 1 year and have joined the PDJ, but a buddy and I want to play a double tournament that says it's a PDJ XC tier event.
XC.
Since it is a sanctioned event, will it be a rated round, and how would you be rated when playing as a team?
Doubles? No.
It will not be rated as doubles.
They may throw a
They'll
a
give
rating
you a
up
rating
there,
most
but
likely, but it won't count.
It will never count for anything. So easy. Doubles rounds are never rated.
They should rate partners.
They should rate
Doubles.
our Lime Warrior Open rounds.
Oh yeah. Yes. That was
Lance wants to know
Easy ratings boost. for us.
perfect.
how far do you throw, Bobby? When I'm watching the Is This Disc Right For You videos, it would be good to know how far those discs are being thrown by the man representing us noodle arms out there. How far do I throw?
I would say, depending on the disc, obviously, but I would say anywhere from
6 to 650?
Yeah.
Between 6 and
You
between
literally broke
6
your
feet.
neck. You literally broke your
No,
neck.
I thought you were going to say
with the
6
double
feet
take.
and something, but then you said 650, and I was like, okay, that's funny.
I would say anywhere from 260 to like 330,
Yeah,
somewhere in that span. I mean, that's
I was going to be in there as well.
kind of a wide variety there, but
There you go. Alex wants to know, on colder/windy days, how do you prevent your hand from getting too dry without using lotion
this
on
is
your
an easy one.
throwing have?
I stay inside.
When it's too windy, I don't play disc golf.
When it's too windy and too cold,
Yeah.
that's a double negative.
Okay, so I what I've started doing, and this is not great for keeping your hand dry, but for getting a good grip on the disc, this is what I do. I lick my thumb, which is some people think is kind of gross, but lick my thumb and then kind of just touch my other fingers with it. And once you do that, it's just
Tacky.
a lot. Yeah, it's a lot. It gives you a little tack on the disc, and it's way easier to grip. I've also seen people kind of like, when it's cold outside, you put your hands together and like you're trying to keep them warm, so you just breathe into them. I've seen people do that on the side of the disc.
Yep, I've done that.
And then that gives you kind of that little bit of moisture that once it dries really quickly, obviously, it allows you to grip the disc a little bit better.
I've done that, but I've also done like a dynamic dirt bag.
Yeah.
With some climber's chalk or
that's good as well.
Or whale sack, slap it on there a few times, and nice grippiness to it.
Yeah.
You know
sorry, your hands.
go
If you do too much moisture stuff, your hands can get pretty like dry and crackly and stuff like that. I would say I will deal with that over having hands that are too slick or oily or moist. Everyone's favorite word, moist. I would definitely err on the side of having more dry hands. Everyone loves the word moist. It's well known.
So
It's true.
Usually what I do is I go to the grocery store and I grab a bag of Cheetos. You know the orange stuff?
Cheetos?
Yeah, the orange you get on your hand. That is a really good gripping agent. I highly suggest everybody try it.
Yeah.
All I see in my screen is your hand just going like this underneath my face.
Cheetos.
Obviously,
Sure.
I'm kidding. Next one comes from Dougie Fresh.
Douglas?
What's up, Doug? He just walked by.
He's gonna say, "Hey, how do I tournament direct the GBO? Any suggestions are welcome."
All right, this is a long question.
Okay.
The speed and flight numbers of the new Dynamic Discs Raider, new Innova Corvette, and Legacy Outlaw are different.
Yeah, they
13.5 negative 0.53 versus 14.6 negative 1.2 versus 12.5 negative 1.3 respectively.
are great.
While the flight paths on infinitediscs.com are quite the same, with the same endpoint just under 450 feet. Do you all know how this might be and how to take into consideration the same flight and distance with different speeds when looking for a new disc in the distance stability range? I do. Numbers don't matter.
Okay, numbers matter.
They matter a little bit,
But
that's a better headline.
right, that's true. You also can't really compare across companies, right?
Right.
Because I think the only number that is actually like readily verifiable, like empirically you could say this is the correct number, is speed. Because it has to do with rim width. That's how almost everybody does it. That's certainly how we do it. So rim width is the one that determines speed. Glide, turn, and fade are entirely subjective. We test them as much as we can whenever we come up with flight numbers. We try to get them as close as we can to how we think the disc is is intended to fly. Maybe not how it flies specifically for us, but how we think the disc was intended to fly. But it's entirely subjective. That's why maybe the Corvette and I don't remember what the Legacy
Outlaw.
The Outlaw, yeah. Maybe those fly the same for you. Maybe and flight charts are like flight charts are great as really basic tools, but they're never going to tell the whole story, right? And they're different from person to person. A Raider flight chart for Eric, say he threw 5 shots, and you drew those on a flight chart, like even with an overhead camera or something. They would look different from my 5 shots. They would look different from Anthony's. They'd look different from Bobby's. So those flight charts are a very inexact science, right? It's more just saying what the disc should be or is supposed to be.
Yeah, just read what the disc's supposed to be or what it's intended to do.
Yeah,
and then go from there.
Honestly, and I know this is a cop-out answer, but the best thing you can do is just try the discs.
It's just buy 5 Raiders.
Buy 5 Emacs while you're at it.
Yes.
You're welcome.
Yeah, add to the cart.
Yes. But yeah, I mean that is absolutely the best way to do it. Try the discs for yourself. That's going to be the best way to learn which ones are best for you. We have some videos that actually paint a little bit more of a picture called "Is this disc right for you?" You can check those out for our discs. We don't do them with other manufacturers' discs though.
No.
And we have I realized the other night I was
We've
trying to
got
think.
some to do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we've
y'all
got a
got-
lot to do.
Y'all got to get down to business.
Well,
We'll do it next week.
Yeah.
Kill it in my business.
I'll just fill my bag with them, and then you can come and we'll throw them during my round.
We'll just tell
Nice.
everybody, wait, hold on. Hey, technically, age-wise, I could be doing it.
Yeah.
All right, Daniel has a question. I'm getting beat up on the internet for saying my Lucid Patrol from last year's Trilogy Challenge got more stable from where? I've heard this happen, but it's very rare. Can you give some insight on this phenomenon? The disc started very unstable, and I used it for hyzer flips that finished right, but over the course of a year, it got more stable, and I had to adjust my release angle to achieve similar flights. I took it to a field and confirmed compared to the other discs in my bag.
I've seen this happen before. A disc gets more stable as it beats in. I've definitely experienced it. I don't know how, or I don't know why, but I've seen it. Trust me.
Is your name Daniel?
Did you submit this question?
Yeah.
Maybe this has happened to me.
But no, I've seen it
I
with
don't
some old truths, some Emacs that, and maybe it's just a mental thing that I
Right.
felt like it was going to be less stable, and it just tends to be. And mentally, I'm putting more hyzer on it. But
Right.
yeah, I've experienced this.
I think here's two possibilities. I would say both of these are more on the unlikely side, but let's just hit it. One would be that maybe your form has gotten better and you don't have as much off-axis torque as before. If you do have off-axis torque, it's going to make discs act more understable than they really are because it's coming out wobbly and all that stuff. So that's going to make a disc act more understable. If you smooth that out and your release angles match
Smooth it out now.
your release angles match your reach back and your hit point and your follow through, then disc will act actually more overstable because they're not wobbling out of the gate, more overstable than you're used to. So that's one possibility, and that's probably the more likely one. The other would be, I've seen this happen to a disc because when discs lose stability, a lot of times it's because they create waves in the rim, the flight plate, and things like that. If you put the disc away for a while, sometimes it's amongst other discs or in a hot environment or something like that.
They sit around and talk.
And they're like, hey, you should be more stable.
Yeah.
Some of those waves correct themselves because they're pressed between other discs or something like that. So technically that could be the case, but those are the only two guesses I got for you.
So you can tell your friends the Disc Golf Answer Man said it is a possibility.
Yeah.
I just
Small, but a possibility.
This one's from Josh. Obviously, it's too late this year to host a new amateur match play bracket, but for future reference, is there a minimum requirement for the course used in the local bracket? The nearest bracket currently is about 2 hours away, so I'm considering running one in my town next year, but we only have a small 9-hole putt and approach style course.
Do it.
You can just play it twice.
Just play it, twice.
It's got to be 18 holes. I think that's the only requirement.
This one is from
think so.
Kong Meng.
At least 18, maybe.
No,
I think it has to be 18.
I think it's 18.
All right, discgolfmatchplay.com.
Either way, go through the loop twice. You can do it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
do it.
There's a doubles limit, maybe. You maybe do it then.
Yeah. What?
Hello, I have a question, but before I ask, I just want to give a shout out to a Westside team member, Troy Pope Katzer.
Katzer.
Is a classmate who introduced me to the sport. Nice.
Way to go,
And
Troy.
this podcast. Nice, Troy. And he's gone out of his way to help me learn for what I wanted to give him, for that I wanted to give him some recognition. That being said, our class together is over, and I wanted to ask him, but I'll ask you guys instead. Is there a place for me to find official rules? If so, where? Thanks, and have a great day. You'll want to go to pdga.com. And I'm going to see, there's got to be a specific
rules?
link. Yeah, right there at the very top, you'll see a menu tab that says rules, and it has everything you'll need to know about disc golf.
Yep.
As far as the rules.
And then some.
And then
Easy
some.
peasy.
If you join the PDGA, become a member, they actually send you a competition handbook.
A rule book, yep.
This one is from Kyle. Hey, all, I recently got a Paige Bjerkes Lucid X getaway, and I love it.
Nice.
But made me realize I have no idea what makes it different than Lucid getaway. What is the difference between Lucid and Lucid X?
Stiffness.
Oh,
It's just a different type of blend of plastic.
Yeah.
Makes it a little bit more stiffer, which
Different polymers. No, I don't know if it's polymers.
in return,
Okay.
it could just be a whole nother plastic, but in return, it typically makes the disc more overstable.
Yep. In
Has more
general,
overstable
that's the
finish.
case. Yep.
So
There you go.
in the summer, you may not even be able to tell the difference. because it depends on where you're at, I guess. If it's super hot, it is
Yeah.
really a little bit more gummy than I thought it was going to be, and I enjoy it.
Yeah.
All right, one more speak pipe question, and this one is from Anonymous, so I'll keep my hand on the mute button.
Hey, Disc Golf Answer Man crew. This is Andrew out of Northern Arizona. I had a question about the Classic Blend Moonshine Team Warden disc I got. I was just curious, does it have more stability than a normal regular Classic Blend Warden? Like how a Lucid Moonshine blend would be more stable than a Lucid plastic. Does that also account for the Classic Blend? And my second question is,
Good question. I don't think it makes much of a difference in the more baseline plastics. Plastics. Whoops.
Maybe a touch, but
Yeah.
probably not noticeable.
Not super noticeable,
Yeah.
yeah. But the Prime Moonshine seemed to be about the same as Prime. Same with Classic. Same with Blend and Blend Moonshine. Yeah.
Got it?
Yep.
That second part.
played in the amateur match play singles recently, and it was brought to the group's attention that one of the players is a professional playing. He was rated below 970. However, they were wondering how it would work if he had been taking cash prior to the event. They said he had earned a few $1,000s already. How do you guys feel about a pro who's been accepting cash already and is participating in the amateur match championship? I would love to hear your answers. Thanks. Bye.
Excuse me.
Well, the stipulation for that is you must be 970 and below at the beginning of the year. Yep. So I'm actually okay with it because, I mean, who knows how they accepted the cash. Maybe they, played in a local event and got last cash, and they played out of their mind that weekend. And if you say you can't accept cash, well, there goes a lot of potential competitors for the match play. I don't know. I just personally think if you're 970 and below, that qualifies for advanced in the PDGA. So I think it should qualify for us as well.
To be fair, anything qualifies for advanced in the PDGA.
That's true.
You could be 1020 and
that's
playing
true.
amateur
You're not
for
wrong.
Advanced
You're not wrong. You're not wrong there. But
yeah, I'm with you. That's more of the ratings that you normally see in advanced. That's we haven't come up with a way to combat that necessarily, other than that a 960 rated professional player who's accepted cash and a 960 rated amateur who hasn't. Mm-hmm. Based on the PDGA system, they're the same. They're expected to play around the same at most courses that they play, and so we don't feel like one of them has an advantage over the other just because they play a different division necessarily.
There's no perfect solution just yet that we've come up with. This is only our second year doing it. It's only going to get better.
Yep. That's it.
That it?
Yep, that's it.
All right, let's look at our skip ace.
Hey, we did pretty good this week.
Did we? Let me look.
For us, much better than our previous weeks.
That's
We
because I
ranked
was here.
31.
Yeah,
Just so you guys know.
yes, that's correct.
Not a lot of you are eligible to win now because we did good. Let's see who gave us some good
How many
stuff.
was it last week? Like 200 people.
300.
No, it was like 3 pages.
It's not a big deal, but not our best showing.
So looks like Garrett, of course, got us a lot. Because did he win? No.
He did not win, but he
was doing good
Macbeth
for a while.
won. He was leading going into the final day.
No, I knew I saw his name.
Second or third, I don't remember.
And we changed it to Garrett at the last second.
Yep. Nailed it.
How did Missy Gannon lose? How do you lose points?
If you're underneath a certain threshold, so that you couldn't just stack like 1050, 1050, 1045, 1040, and then just pick the lowest rated female player or male player or something like that.
But what if we weren't doing that? Why do we still get penalized?
Because you have to have the same system for everybody.
But what if she's accepted cash?
Yeah, then she could still play in U.S. Amateur Match Play Championship. Yeah,
it's true.
I texted Missy about it. She said she was fully committed all weekend, just had a couple bad breaks. And
you texted like, wait, you messed
not
up my
about
point.
this, obviously. I just
I know.
No. You jerk.
What kind of team manager are you?
No, part of my job is to keep up with people, but I just, once it's just hard being out on the road, and
No.
knowing that somebody cares, I think, is helpful.
Oh,
Right?
sure,
So
absolutely.
anyway,
I'm just picking on
I
you.
texted her about that, and she said, yeah, she was committed. Just a couple bad breaks. Didn't
happens.
go her way. Yep.
It happens.
So, Garrett Dickerson and Eagle got us the top points. Eric Oakley, what did he finish at? He didn't get
I think
quite
13th.
13th. Okay,
like
so
that.
and of course Paige Pierce winning it got us the max points
Birdie
there.
the
Wayne
last
at
to
birdie
win.
the last hole to win it.
Pretty
So,
sick.
good
Spoiler
stuff.
alert. Sorry.
Yeah.
So only let's see, we were 31. So only 9,
Carry the
10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Bobby.
What?
If we are in 31st place.
Yeah, but see, what confuses me because some people tied for 9th.
Well, yeah.
We're still 31
We're still
people.
in 30.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought so, but I wasn't sure.
Were you counting them all?
No, I was counting. I was counting through the,
I was going to count all the 9s.
Oh,
Eventually get to 30.
You see, after the nines,
I'm
what
sorry,
number is
man.
it?
That's funny.
all right, 1 through 30.
If we got 31st, how many people beat us?
15th is the winner.
I apologize.
Who it is?
Who that is?
Tim Glass.
All right, Tim.
All right,
Tim Glass. Who was his big winners?
Tim.
He probably picked Macbeth.
He actually did pick Macbeth.
Yeah, he did.
He picked Lazat, Dickerson, Austin, and Reed.
Yeah. Cool.
So he got points that way, and he picked Katrina and Vanessa.
What were our total points there, Bobby?
Our total points was 1,006.
Sweet. And the winning score was 11.
97.
674.
So,
Oh.
all right, Tim Glass. So if you're
Sick
better,
number.
if you're listening, make sure you take a screenshot of you being logged in, and then send it to Bobby at CoolDaddy6, Bobby at dynamicdiscs.com, and we'll get you a goodie out to you.
Giddy.
I can't figure out how to get to the Disc Golf Pro Tour Fantasy one.
Nah, they quit doing it. I don't know.
I don't think they did.
They have the page for it, but I can't get the link to pick our winner on there.
Well, while you're looking for it,
Why is it not on
Bobby, I'm going to give a shout out
Yeah.
this weekend. Not only are the Lucid X going to be available here, but this Friday you can pick up the Lucid X Trespass at dynamicdisc.com.
Hey.
Why can't
Also,
I
you can
see
pick
it?
up what else is available? The Wardens.
The
Waffle
AJ
Warden.
Risley hybrid waffle warden
And then,
Opto X Compass grade
Yes.
shoe.
Yep. Those 3 discs, the Team Series disc releasing this Friday at dynamicdisc.com or your favorite retailer online. They are available in store now. So if you have a store that you go to, go there now and pick one up. Or
Yep.
10.
Got to check them out. We've
And
still
I will
got
say-
a few of the others left too.
I will say the Lucid X Trespass this year, I've been throwing it, and it is amazing.
Fantastic.
It is better than last year's. It is more dome, a little more stable, such a good forehand disc. Oh, go pick up a couple.
You're gonna
And
like it.
There's some moonshine ones.
Come on. Moonshine Lucid X.
So sick.
Come on, dude.
Man,
Come
love
on,
it.
dude.
Love
All right, so I'll have to figure out the Disc Golf Pro Tour Fantasy one, and we'll pick a winner. They're the ones who send out the prizes. So if you want to do the Disc Golf Pro Tour, we'll go to discgolfprotour.com/fantasy. If you want to do the Fantasy Disc Golf with Johnny V, that's
Johnny V.
skipace.com.
Skip Ace.
So, all right, real quick, since we're not going to be here next week doing a show, we're going to try to see if we can get Smashbox, but just in case we don't, let's do our GBO picks.
Pick number 1,
Pick number 1,
Bobby Brown.
Bobby Brown.
To be present at every day of the event. Write it down.
I don't know.
Nah, he's
Why
gonna
does it
get
have
sick.
Kobe Guys, but it has 0?
He's going to sleep in.
Kobe juice. I don't know.
All right, so who's our pick number 1?
Let me open it up. Ski pace.
Skip Ace. It's hard not to pick Eagle.
Yep, I'm in the same boat.
All right, Eagle is a good pick.
Past champ last year. Returning champ, correct?
Yep.
And the course just sets up really well for Mr. McMahon.
Yep, it really does.
Even with the changes? I mean, obviously, but
Yeah.
I don't know if some of the changes are going to give him some challenges.
No, I don't think so.
With as good a forehand as he has too, it opens up a few places on the course that not everybody has.
Like the whole new hole number 9.
Yep.
Is going to be if you've got a forehand, that's
You'll be pleased. You're gonna like it. All right, so let's drop Eagle.
let's
in
drop
there.
Eagle's name.
Should we put Paige Pierce in there already since she's doing pretty good lately?
I'll take Paige to win. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. She's one of the longer throwers on tour. Now they are playing 7 short tees and 2 short basket placements, so I think the FPO field is going to be very competitive this year.
Okay. Who's our pick number 2 for MPO?
Calvin. Big arm.
Yeah, that's who I've got highlighted here.
He is undefeated on golf courses this year.
Is he?
That's a good
I
stat.
don't know. He won Vegas. It's the only other one that I know of that he's played. So
All right,
Yep.
Calvin. That's
I
a
like
big
Calvin.
number. 29:40 left.
I like somebody on our team who played well here last year.
me.
It was Eric. It was
Oh, AJ,
Alan Risley, Alan Jr.
a senior.
No, AJ played pretty darn well out here last year. I'd like to throw him in there.
Who we got for our female pick number 2?
We gotta do. Let's see.
I want to put Bjorkus.
Great.
I would love to put Bjerkes.
That leaves us with 974.
Right.
That's kind of handcuffing ourselves a bit.
Yeah. Whoa.
I think we need to either switch out Paige Pierce or Paige Bjerkes to get ourselves some points back. Although I do think those two women are going to go 1 and 2 in some way.
Right, but do we risk getting the points with them? to
It works.
sacrifice
It
for
works the same on the men's side. If you
Or
have
do you
somebody
drop
who,
Calvin?
yeah, you could, but for whom?
I mean, I know Yuli's not much lower rated than that, and he's been playing well.
Yeah, we could drop him in there. That gives us 987. That opens up Rick's pretty good out here. Billy Ingles hitting aces out here 24/7.
I would say one time. He's hit aces out here one time.
Oh, okay.
But it was number 2 on SportsCenter.
Yeah, pretty sick.
Yeah.
I like Rick Steeler. He's good at disc golf.
Sure.
I'm going to put him in for right now, and then we can look back up here for a second.
That leaves us 1 point left.
Yep. Which is a good use of points, assuming that everybody plays well. So I'm good with it. I know that Rick was injured earlier this year.
Ooh.
Let me look. See if he's.
I mean, who would we take out if we took out
Who do you have in right now, Bobby?
for female is Paige Pierce, Paige Bjerkes,
No, MBO.
Eagle, Yuli, AJ,
Okay.
and Rick.
Yeah, I think we just run with it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Or do you?
let's get
is
it.
there anybody rated 1 point higher than Yuli that you would go with?
No,
Okay.
it's
then.
either
I think
Conrad
that's
or
it.
lower.
I think that's it then.
Let's get it.
How has Conrad ever done well at GBO?
He's not killing it this year like he did last year, but the courses do set up for him,
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was thinking.
and especially since we added 4 feet of extra tee pad to every hole.
How did he do last year? Do you remember?
I do not remember, but I can look.
I think I like the way it is.
You
Same.
like Yuli over
Yuli's
Conrad?
been playing solid golf this
Yeah.
year.
Yep,
He
I
really
agree.
has.
All right, who's our alternate on at female?
Katrina, is that doable?
No.
It has to be
No.
underneath.
It's either
Bjerkes.
Allen, Fakis, Rebecca Cox, Madison.
I'd say Rebecca Cox.
I think Rebecca's a great pick.
All right, for guys.
I think she could be top 3
Yeah.
on her own. Yeah.
I'll tell you what. As soon as Rebecca gets that W under her
Yeah.
belt, she's gonna just start
Weightlifting.
killing it.
I'm gonna take Jared Neal. Jared's actually been playing pretty well this year. He's a Team DD guy,
Oh, nice.
and he
I didn't
throws
know
a
he's coming.
mile, dude. He throws so far.
All right, Jared
Good at
Neal's
that.
alternate.
I like it.
Save picks. We are good to go. All right, guys. Remember, Skip Ace Fantasy Disc Golf, skipace.com. I'm hoping by now you are joined in our group. If not, please join our group. Just go to join group, join DGAM, use passcode DGAM. And as you heard earlier, we give away prizes to people that beat us in our
Which doesn't
picks.
happen very often.
Sometimes it's 300 people. Sometimes it's 30 people.
Yes.
Well, unless you count. No, I'm playing.
But what about the people tied for
Let's put
ninth?
that ninth. Anyway, so all right, so that's it for the show. Next coming up is the after show. So YouTube people, get your questions in. But for our audio listeners, hopefully, I know that I actually got some messages saying that they enjoyed that we recorded the after show for the audio. So, but we keep it separate just in case you don't want to be part of that. You don't want to hear us just jibber jabbing about stuff. But anyway, thank you so much for tuning in, and we will skip next week unless we can talk Smashbox into doing an episode. We'll do a special episode for GBO, but unless that happens, we will see you the week after Glass One Open.
Yeah.
Remember, GlassOneOpen.com, YouTube, Joe Mez, Par Save, Dynamic Discs, Alyssa Van Lannen, Smashbox. We're just going to have all kinds of stuff. Make sure you follow the Facebook page on Glass One Open. Make sure you download the Glass One Open mobile app. Make sure that you go to glassoneopen.com and make sure you take part or watch.
Yeah.
Later.
Watch.
All right. How did they do it on the thing?
After show.
I know, but how do they do it on the thing? Where it's a whole different feed.
Self fade out.
Should I do it? You two people. Should I end it or should we just keep going?
It rolling?
Keep it.
They keep it rolling.
Keep it rolling.
All right, here we go.
They see me mowing.
Welcome to the after show. I specifically bought that mixer for that stuff.
Yes.
We know.
I also love how every time you do that, you look straight at me like you're so proud.
Staring
like you just
daggers.
accomplished something incredible.
Because I did.
Which you did, so can't be mad at it.
All right, so this is the after show where we are a little more relaxed.
Look, I'm leaned back in my chair.
Lean
Look
back.
how relaxed I am.
Yes, he's so lean. Are you still in the? Yeah, okay. So I can't quite lean back because I'll be out of frame here. But
You're also gonna take out that light if you lean back.
oh yeah, that's right.
Plop.
All right.
Plop.
So what do we got?
Hey,
People
plop, plop,
asking.
Yeah, it's time for some questions.
Is there a video preview of the
Chat.
municipal hand eye for GBO? Couldn't find one more. Find one more recent than 2016 from Dixon's Hours. So no, there is not one thing. One more recent. The Muni courses are a challenge because they are only set up like just in time for people to start practicing. And of course, when people are practicing, we don't want to go out there and film it and disturb other people. And there's so much other stuff going on. So we're gonna have to try to figure something out with the Muni course. You might be thinking, we'll record it right after. Well, as soon as the last round is played, they literally start taking that down because the Muni courses want that back for their golf players.
Yeah, they pretty much take it down.
Some people call them golfers.
Thursday.
What did I call?
Golf players.
Golf players.
That's what
Golfer players.
Yes.
So it's just going to have to be one of those things that we just don't know if we'll ever have a Muni.
One day maybe.
How do you know it's time to get some new putting putters in the same mold from getting beat in?
It's time.
For Eric, has this round ended?
Yeah.
Okay,
Pretty much.
Time for some new
Time for
putters.
some new guys. You should see my backyard putters.
I bet, dude. It's just personal preference. I've kept the same. Actually, I've been putting with some new ones lately just to kind of mess around with them. Some really cool, like, green wardens.
But not the ones I gave you?
I did putt around with those for a minute.
Right.
They're kind of overstable, honestly.
Well, I'm sure they're like early runs.
Yeah, you got to be strong to throw
you'd be
those.
weak.
Yeah.
You'd be very weak.
I previously went to the gym. I've lost all my strength.
Gotcha.
Yeah, when have you? What's up with the gym?
I've gone a couple of times since we've been back from where did we go? Texas.
Waco?
No, when we went down to my friend's wedding, we've been back for 2 weeks since. I've gone, I think, 3 times. This last time, I did something to my shoulder, my left shoulder, and it really bothered me for like the last week. So I've been taking it easy on that since.
Okay.
That's cool. That's fun.
No,
I'm not trying to get injured, man.
I know. What was the question?
So, yeah, now I don't remember because you.
The question was wardens.
When is it time to replace your
putters.
putters?
Yeah, putters. Putters.
Yeah, personal preference. I've used the same ones for a long time.
It's time.
Some people like to replace them more often. I would say that you need to replace them as soon as you can't trust them to do what you want them to do.
Hence, every round.
For me, I've had the same ones for a while, and I still have good trust in them. But as soon as they start, if I put them on a little hyzer and they tip up to flat or turn over in the wind, or I just don't feel confident with them, they're out. New ones.
Bye.
Same
with Emacs. You need to replace those on a daily.
Yes, that's
But not
correct.
because they get bad or anything. But
I like this question. James Cordis asks, in your opinion, outside of Worlds and USDGC, what is the most prestigious tournament to win in the MPO division?
the European Open.
Yeah, I
At
think
the
that's
Beast.
a good one. Major.
You guys seen any movies
Maybe
lately?
Maple Hill.
Yeah, Maple Hill's a good one. I think I'd take European Open over.
I would definitely. Well, it's a
we don't
major,
take-
so of
we
course
don't
you
take
would.
chat questions. Yeah, I think major.
No, we do. I thought he answered the
Obvious
question.
answer.
Oh, you wanted to give your
Movies
answer.
lately.
I don't care about my answer. It's just like he hadn't even hardly finished his sentence.
Did you see?
I think European
did you
Open.
see
Hey,
where
you guys seen any movies
Did you
lately?
see yesterday where I interrupted Jeremy on? Were you watching?
I did watch, but I didn't see that.
He was he was building up the new cadet
Oh,
backpack
yes.
bag.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
yeah,
did.
Yeah.
Let the man speak. He was giving a full history of DD.
He was like, giving a history of DD building up to the cadet bag, and I just all of a sudden looked at him and I said, Jeremy, this is quite the build-up. Can you just show us his bag?
Will
Or
you
what,
shut
what
up
you got?
and tell
you
us
got?
what it is already?
Bobby messaged me and said, "Hey, should I just let him keep rolling?" I was like, "Dude, yeah, let him keep rolling, man. He's the boss." But yeah, I understand where
funny.
you're coming from.
Anyway, so what'd you
So
see
movies?
lately? Yeah,
The last movie I saw was Captain Marvel. It was good.
yeah.
Did you watch the trailer,
For Star Wars?
Episode 9?
Heck yeah, I did. I've watched it. I watched one guy's 18-minute breakdown of
Oh
it.
my god, it looks good.
Yeah, it looks
like,
good.
Even if it was just a little 2-minute trailer or teaser.
You need to watch. I'll send the
Send me
link.
the
to
link,
this.
please, 'cause I'd
Yeah,
love to
he
watch it.
like picks out like frames, picks
Yeah.
frames out and says that's probably this ship from
Yes.
this ship or something like that.
Yeah,
So
that's what I was thinking too.
Yeah.
yeah, I bet you were. No, it looks exciting.
Yes.
No, I saw Shazam this past weekend,
Shazam.
and it was okay. It was an entertaining movie. However,
Does it have Chuck in it? Is that who?
yes.
Okay, yeah.
It kind of silly after a while. Like
Yeah.
the Shazam is a 14-year-old.
Is it like Blank Man?
No, not that. Is it? Not that over the
Do you
top.
remember that?
Is it like Blank Check,
Yeah.
Oh man.
the old movie where that kid, his bike gets run over? This rich guy just hands him a blank check and says, "Hey, pay for it," and he just goes wild.
I haven't seen that movie.
Oh man,
I know
it's-
what you're talking
it's,
about.
It's a classic.
But Blank Man is better than Blank
I'm
Man.
sure. Yeah, well, yeah.
Damon Wayans.
It's very much a child's movie.
So is Blank Man. I was a child when I watched it. So.
That's fair.
So, were you allowed to watch it? Were you-
Probably
yeah. No, but it just kind of seemed like it's a 14-year-old that gets the superhero powers, but he still has the mind of a 14-year-old. And that guy, after a while, I was like, okay,
Right. Yeah.
yeah. So anyway.
Have you seen Captain Marvel?
Oh yeah, that was.
Okay.
I liked
Okay.
Captain
Okay.
Marvel.
I haven't watched any movies lately. I know that doesn't surprise either of you, but I will say I posted this on Facebook, so if we're friends there, you can check it out there.
Yeah, you got pretty deep. I'm real deep, but you
On
got
American
pretty,
Idol?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So here it is. Like I
America's Next Acapella
yes.
Singing Group.
That's right. That's right. Like I said on there, I've loved music for forever. I've been active in music for a long time. I just enjoy it. So anytime you can see good performances, awesome. I love it. Nice. But American Idol it seemed like it had fizzled over the years. The first few were exciting. There's some great artists who came from it,
Kelly
but
Clarkson.
honestly, not a lot. You know, like Kelly Clarkson and Carrie Underwood are obviously the most famous of the ones that came out of there. Philip Phillips is now
You've lost me now.
He's famous.
I never watched the show.
But yeah, a lot of the winners just didn't really do a whole lot, and I feel like a lot of the performances were really like super showcasey and kind of honestly lackluster, and like they don't really connect with people. They're just like, hey, look at this really long note I can hold out. Okay, I happened to see an audition from this guy Alejandro Aranda on the show. He's one of the most unassuming people, and he walks in and just absolutely shreds the guitar. He doesn't have the best voice in the competition, but
Is that the video you showed me?
Mm-hmm. It suits his playing and his vibe well, and then he goes over to the piano and absolutely shreds the piano, probably even more than the guitar. And so that kind of got us interested, and there are a lot of really talented people on there this year. So if you haven't watched American Idol in a while, I understand your reasoning. Like, I thought it was totally a joke and over with. It's really good.
Is it the same?
It's been really good. Seacrest is on there still, but the judges
Judges,
now
wait a
are the judges are actually really great. I expected to just kind of be okay with them, but it's Lionel Richie who crushes.
Of course.
Katy Perry, who I don't know much about Katy Perry, really care, but she's actually really funny on the show, and she does a good job. And then Luke Bryan is a country singer. I know nothing about country, but he's been awesome. They're very positive. They give good criticism. They're not just super rude. So anyway, if you haven't watched it, you need to check it out. Hit me up on Facebook and tell me who your favorites are.
Danny says that Rusco is listening.
Great.
He's listening.
Well, of course he is. If Danny is,
I know. Well, I mean, I didn't know if he was like he probably has it Bluetooth into the van.
It's
So.
the after show, man.
I know, Rusco. It's the after show. Very popular.
Very popular.
You're probably wondering why am I paying these guys to talk about movies? Our fans love it. Anyway, so a couple of comments here. Star Wars theories. I don't have any theories other than I saw one theory that Rey is actually a Palpatine related.
I've heard that.
I've heard that
she
theory.
is.
She's
Senator.
the old guy.
No,
Yeah,
I've heard
yeah, that's her.
reincarnation of Anakin. I've heard of that too.
A reincarnation?
Of,
What? You think?
of Anakin? I've heard that. Just telling you what I've read.
No, I'm just my
I'm not-
opinion
I'm
is
not
I can't
believing,
imagine
but-
that they would introduce reincarnation into the whole Star Wars.
Well, they could
universe.
because technically he was, born from the Force. So
Well, sure. Well, that's true. But did you know that Shazam used to be called Captain Marvel?
I did not know that.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. I saw a video. Someone mentioned that on here. It's a whole back in the days of between Superman and Shazam, and like publication rights and copyright
interesting.
laws and stuff like that.
Now is
It's,
Shazam? Is it Marvel, DC, or is it just nothing?
well, Shazam was called Captain Marvel, and it was like Fawcett Publications, like some other publication, and then there was Superman, and Superman sued the company behind Captain Marvel because they said they were too similar, and they actually went to court. I don't know if it was how many years it lasted or how long it lasted, but the court found that Captain Marvel was too many things were too close to Superman, and they actually lost the case. And then somehow Fawcett Publications like went out of business or stopped doing movie heroes, and DC Comics bought a bunch of their characters and just kind of sat on it. And then some people, I can't remember if DC, I think DC said, oh, we need to start bringing some of these characters back. And one of them was, oh, we should bring back Captain Marvel. Well, they couldn't name it Marvel because Marvel was created.
Yeah.
So they said, what do we call this guy? And they thought, well, we'll call him Shazam based off the name that you have to say, the name, say my name to become the champion or whatever. And so that's how Shazam came. Isn't that weird, though, how
It is
all
weird.
that back in the day?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So even in the movie Shazam, they actually talk about Superman a little bit, and that's
nice.
kind of the little,
I like that. Kind of like in Deadpool when he talks about Batman.
yeah.
Here's two unrelated and important questions. One, to put Torchy's queso over everything or just dip the chips in it, that's the question. That's what he says.
I often put some of the queso over my tacos.
It depends on what taco I'm having.
That is true.
On the Mr. Orange, never. On the chicken fajita, rarely.
Yeah.
I'm more of just keep the queso and the chips separate, personally.
What is the taco of the month for April?
I don't have any idea. I won't get it because we won't be out of town.
Could have made a special trip to Tulsa.
Second question. Chaser asked, we forgot the loaded question. What are your thoughts for the Disc Golf Pro Tour's last production?
The live.
I tried to watch it.
I watched the live a little bit while I was doing laundry and stuff like that, doing some house chores. And, I enjoyed watching it. I was a little surprised that the commercial situation still was kind of went back to showing pictures of the remember back at Waco, they were showing pictures of like
the car
and their dirt bike races.
I didn't
like
see that.
And, yeah.
I only watched it the one day, though, because the next day it didn't work.
What, the commercials or
the stream wouldn't work.
Yeah.
It would just sit there and spin.
I think what they're doing is they've got it behind a wall. In other words, they're not putting on YouTube, because they have it in a container that allows them to have
They should open that container and share it with the world.
Because
harness
to
the
allow
energy.
them to have ads that we pay per view type thing.
Yeah. I only got to watch some of the Friday.
Did you watch the
Oh,
Smash Cut at all?
I know why.
And I heard that was not very good.
I also know why I didn't watch a lot of it, because I was glued to the TV watching the Masters.
I was also
watched the
mostly
Masters, too.
watching the Masters.
Yeah.
Can we put a pin in the Masters, because I want to come back
Yes.
to it.
Yeah.
The Disc Golf Pro Tour, I think I was talking with Johnny V a little bit about it. He said there are some connection issues on his side, and so some of the choppiness was related to just the network that they had. Once they fixed it, at least on Friday, things were smooth.
Yeah, Friday
running
was
smoothly.
Saturday was the day I watched it.
Yeah, but then they had a problem with I got like a 507 error on dgpt.tv, which was like not enough storage or something like that.
Yeah, I remember seeing that.
And I so disclaimer, I very much understand where Steve is coming from, wanting to stream this on his own platform where he can control the ad space and the revenue that comes from it, because it's different on YouTube. But I think with so many things that have been, let's call it suboptimal this year to start off, I think it would have been wise. Well, obviously, hindsight's 2020, but I think it would be wise to just go back to YouTube Live
That's
it's the platform that most people look for. It's the platform where you capture the most viewers and you have the most experience running. I think I would just do that moving forward.
Yeah,
even though you're going to lose some of that ad revenue, which I get is really hard, but this makes it more viable, I think, for everybody, because you're not going to get that 507 not enough storage. You're not going to get a 503 you can't connect or whatever they were.
My opinion is that like you said, I agree with the intention of bringing it in house because of it. I think what the
execution's been poor
because they neglected to realize what it takes to do that.
Yep.
It takes Smashbox has been doing it a while. If we can remember back when Smashbox first started, they had their troubles, they had their bugs and their issues, and a lot of criticism. I remember when I worked for Disc Golf Planet TV,
of course,
they had their criticisms. They tried stuff out and they had their critiques and they had their problems. But Smashbox has worked through it and figured things out, learned more, and they've gotten better. Same with Jomez. Now, Jomez, if we were to look at Jomez's first tournament coverage, post-production is a little easier because if things mess up, you just re-edit it or something like that.
Right.
But I would, if you were to look at
go back to their Texas states. I think that was one of their earliest ones, 13.
And then go back to what they just put out, and you'll see a huge difference, and that's
yeah.
just experience. And so I think that maybe it was not taken into account the experience, the years of experience it takes to get to the product that they thought they were going to be able to have by just hiring somebody who, Joe. They didn't hire Joe Schmo. They hired somebody that had some experience, but not the level they needed.
It's going to be tough to put out those fires and chase down the pitchforks.
Yeah, definitely.
Because there is people going crazy.
But Glass World Open will be GBO,
yes,
as it always has been.
Yep.
Good. Well, we did have that one rough year when we tried.
To do our own, right?
Yeah, we tried to do our own.
But yeah, so there's a there's a saying that people say in investing, and it's time in the market is better than timing the market, right? And I think that very much holds true here. Like, you can't possibly know how much it's going to take until you're in it. So like, I get Steve is trying to strike while the iron's hot. He's trying to time when he's really capitalizing on this, but he's lost out on so much of the experience before that he's really lost what I think could have been an incredible opportunity.
Yeah.
And now it's like, now he's having to rebuild trust from a lot of people.
Yeah. All right, so switching gears, I want to touch on this question real quick from Matthew Miller.
I'm still holding on to the Masters, though. I want to get to that. Yeah,
Can we talk about bags? It seems like the bags from $50 on up hold about 18-plus discs. What are some of the reasons to dump $150 to $300 on a bag? So, Matthew, it's just – I know people get cynical, and I get cynical as well, where why would I buy something super expensive when I can buy something super cheap? But the thing is that you get what you pay for. Now, I'm not telling you that the $50 bags are just going to completely fall apart, but they are just not going to be the same as the more expensive bags. Now, just like in cameras, there's a law of diminishing returns where, at some point when you buy a $200-$300 camera, if you bought like a $50 camera and you went out and bought a $400 camera, it's
going to be way better.
Way better. But then when you get to start spending $500, $1,000 up to the $5,000, yes, those cameras are going to be better, but they're not going to be such a leap from the 50 to the 400 as the 400 to 1,000 as far as technology. And so that can be very similar with the bags. There's not going to be a huge leap, but there is going to be some leap where it's going to have maybe extra pockets. It's going to have a little more like reinforcement. The shoulder straps will be maybe have a little more cushion in them.
Warranty.
The warranty. Some of them are going to have warranty. The sides of them, the side walls, will maybe made of something a little thicker. I'm sure Chris, if he's listening or has listened, he'll be able to explain this much better. But those walls that hold and give the bag a form might be a little bit thicker in the more expensive ones. So outward appearances, it doesn't seem like there's much more to it, but there really is much more to it.
Yep. True.
All right, what do we got? More exciting TV series. Skywalker is the new religion.
While you wait, let's talk about the Masters for a second. In recent memory, has there ever been a tournament like that where it seemed like, and now I know that there are people who still don't like Tiger, right? Like they are out there.
Sure.
Some of them probably didn't like him before all the scandal and everything like that. I'm sure more of them don't, but don't now after that happened. But has there been a tournament in recent memory where it seemed like every person wanted the same thing? For the sake of golf, for the sake of like a comeback redemption story, for Tiger to come win that thing. Like, can you think of a time like that? Oh, yeah, if you haven't watched that by now, come on, man.
Or you haven't seen it somewhere in the news.
Yeah, seriously. like, can you think of anything like that? Because it was, for me, it was a really cool phenomenon to see. Like, it seemed like everyone was rooting for Tiger specifically to win the Masters, to kind of like cap this redemption story, to win his 15th major. I just thought that was really cool and captivating. Honestly.
I got chills when they. It
was incredible.
I didn't get to watch it. I can't remember where I went, but I didn't get to watch
the entire thing.
You watched the
I watched him tee off hole 1, and I watched him putt out on 18.
I watched quite a bit of the last few days, so
100%.
I knew he was in the hunt for it. But I had to go. I can't remember what I went to go do. But anyway, when I got back and I watched the highlights, and they showed him put that last putt, and when he just kind of casually picked it up, then he looked at the crowd, and then he was just like,
yeah,
you
dude.
could
Then
just
he was
feel
stoked.
it.
Well, that and like,
Well, he was ready for the roar on the putt before that. And it just rolled
that's true,
past.
yeah.
He was like, and then he played it off. But then after that, he got to let loose, and I thought that was really cool.
Props to ESPN or CBS or whoever put the little video together of however long ago, 14 years ago, when he hugged his dad.
Yeah.
When his dad wasn't supposed to be alive because he
Yeah.
had a heart attack that year and surgery and all this
I
other
didn't
stuff.
know that.
And he showed him hugging him in like tears and all that, and then you see him grab his
Hugging
son,
his
pick
son.
his son
Oh,
up,
I know.
and I'm like, oh my
Just
god,
waterworks
like,
at this
yeah,
point.
Yeah,
You
I
could
teared up a
tell
little
that
bit.
was the moment. There
Oh,
was
yeah.
something when he saw his kid and hugged him and grabbed him.
Yep.
You could tell there was.
Who
some
wasn't even
pride.
alive the last time he won a major.
Right.
So
Which-
it's awesome
yeah,
for
think
the
about
kids
that,
to
man.
see their dad
Yeah.
win a
that was
major. I mean,
whether you like him or not, that
and
was
it's
a cool
the
moment.
Masters. Too.
Yes.
I mean, it's
Yeah. It's the iconic tournament. It's the tournament.
it's the only major in golf that doesn't move.
Yep. It's the tradition behind it is incredible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now I
the
did
30s.
see.
The 30s.
I did see something that kind of got me irate, and I wanted to post a comment on Disc Golf Debate Group, but I chose not to.
Good.
Someone said they were talking about Disc Golf Pro Tour, and they said, I just
I have another
watched the
thing about
Masters.
by the way.
I just finished watching the Masters last weekend. Disc Golf Pro Tour should be more like the Masters.
Oh, give me a break. They will be in 100
Yeah,
years.
sure. Yeah, it'd be great.
Hello, Masters is the top guy won $11 million.
Hey, do you know what I was thinking?
He won more than that.
You know what I was thinking?
Well,
is,
but I mean, from the
Yeah,
event.
Yeah.
you know what I was
But
thinking
it
is
still
disc
goes
golf.
together.
Disc golf should
Endorsements
be
and all that.
Right.
Shows how much higher the sport is.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
How can you
evolved
compare?
the sport is.
Terry Roddy posted a picture of or a little video on Facebook with 32 cameras
Yeah.
to cover the event. Now I don't even know if that was
That's probably
all
not
the
even
event.
all of them, I would
That's
just
probably
say.
like first 6 holes or 8 holes or something. Anyway,
Yeah, like that's like saying, "Hey, we want disc golf to be like football. Why can't we make disc golf like football?"
Mm-hmm.
Okay, football's been around for a much longer time. It has a lot more money invested in it and history and things like that. Like, yeah, that's not even a comparison.
No.
It's not even worth paying attention to, obviously, or honestly. One really awesome thing though that I loved watching the Masters was so Tiger was so dominant in years past, especially in majors. You just knew he was going to show up. And it seemed like he was hitting those shots that, like, he stepped up to a shot where there was a lot of pressure, and you just knew he was going to hit the shot. And I was trying to think if I can remember the last time I felt that in disc golf. Like, when somebody steps up to a shot, I know it's going to make it. And the most, like, the closest I felt to that is when Ricky Wood in like 2016, 2017, when he was in his world championship form and winning titles and all that stuff. He's still obviously an incredible disc golfer,
Right.
but he was absolutely on top of the world at that point. And when he stepped up to any putt inside 60 and he was in his regular putting stance, it's just like, how can you not count it? It's going in. Yeah. And that, but magnified a little bit, was how I felt watching Tiger on the last few holes. Almost ace 16, dude. Come on.
my God.
How sick would that have been?
Yeah. I mean, just his composure, the fact that he just basically stuck to his game plan and waited on everybody else to fail.
Yep.
Is essentially what he did.
It was awesome.
let's see.
Yeah.
Someone said something about how do you get rid of road rash on discs, and then someone else said Nate Sexton said something about carrying fingernail clippers. Do you guys have anything?
If you
do for
get
road
like a
rash?
chip or something like that, that's not a bad idea.
Throw
I've
it in the
seen
gutter and go buy another.
disclaimer: the disc golf answer man after show does not condone littering, but still. No, yeah, I've seen people use like a standing block
We need that
or something like that.
over a lost and found. Go ahead,
Anyway.
Robert.
Yeah, I've just seen people use a standing block.
Standing
or like
block or-
rub it on a tree. Sometimes that helps a little bit.
Concrete over a tree. Don't hurt the tree.
No, just for a little bark.
Any news to release on the Raiders that fly like the Protos?
Huh?
I-
I've noticed the stock stamp that I have flies exactly like my Proto.
Jace.
So this might be without outside the scope of this particular podcast, but I thought we addressed what Adam's kind of shouting about here, saying my wife was like, we were cheering for this cheater. Yep. So everybody knows the scarred past that Tiger Woods. Well, maybe not everybody knows, but that he cheated on his wife, had all kinds of issues that was in the news and stuff like that. Right. Said he was a sex addict and things like that. I don't know. Ye without sin cast the first stone.
Right. And I wonder.
I mean, come on.
Like, I wonder too. Like, okay, I feel like you can confidently say that if you went through every PGA Tour player who was at that event, right? Mm-hmm. I'm sure there are plenty who have not cheated on their wives and who have stayed out of the spotlight for that reason. But everybody has their things. It just so happens that his was brought to the
correct.
And why was
the
his
limelight.
Brought to the limelight?
Yeah. Now, a fault of his, right?
Of course.
When he had the car accident, his wife smashed out the back of the windshield. Totally understandable reaction, actually, in my opinion. But like,
right. But even that happens all the time. It doesn't make the news. Yep. It made the news because he is Tiger Woods.
That's exactly what it is. So everything that happens to him has a magnifying glass on it. So like, yes, I think there are other people who you can root for in golf and in other sports who have made fewer mistakes. 100%, I think that's true. But everybody has made mistakes.
Everybody in life.
And so I think if you can view it in just a straight up like a redemption story, a person who went from having not nothing, but in relation to what he had before,
had everything
he was broken.
Almost nothing.
He was broken. Like, he had to have back surgery. He didn't know if he'd ever be able to compete again. To watch quite possibly the greatest, maybe not even quite possibly, the greatest person to ever touch a golf club get to win in historic fashion, to win his 5th Masters.
He's got a few more majors to win before he catches Jack, but
yes. But I think most people would argue he's the greatest.
That's the same Climo and Macbeth debate.
Exactly. I mean, they're 1 and 2. You pick the order.
Yeah. I just love Jack too, though.
100%, incredible. But but it's just hard. I feel like if we're gonna get so mad at Tiger for his cheating and the scandal and everything like that, then you need to get mad at the other stuff that maybe you don't hear about as much, or say it's like, oh, this person was caught illegally gambling. Okay, well, we should be outraged about that too. If we're
look at the Patriots. People still like them.
Yeah, I'm not. Listen,
Right.
I'm not saying that there should be no consequences.
Correct.
But I think the consequences have, like, they're going to be with him forever. Yeah. I don't think it's on us to perpetuate those.
Correct. I'm not going to not pull for the guy. I mean,
people still watch Tom Cruise movies, and he yelled at Oprah.
It's true.
That's pretty
See?
good.
So come on, man.
That's cool. All right, let's see questions. Looking forward to finally getting an AJ Waffle Warden this Friday.
Yeah. They're going to be good.
Yep. Yes. So Waffle Wardens. Where are we at?
We might be making a video about those. 3:45 right now.
Also throw a trespass in that cart as well while you're doing it.
Yes.
Why not?
Abby says, speaking of Ricky, can y'all explain how Ricky does his nose down putt?
No, I cannot.
Also no.
He does it like nobody else.
Yeah.
You'd have to ask Ricky that one.
It kind of defies logic how it works.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he follows through high and puts a lot of spin on it to where it's a pitch putt, but it has a lot of action on it, like a lot of spin. So, I don't know. That's a tough one.
Brandon, this is a good point back to Disc Golf Pro Tour. He says, I'm going to keep it real. I think he was getting demonetized for all the dislikes and such a negative backlash from everyone. I'm not huge on YouTube, but I think they watched that.
Who's that?
Brandon Wilson. Talking about the reason why Disc Golf Pro Tour didn't put it on YouTube and went to another thing. I get what you're saying, Brandon, but I know YouTube watches that, but I don't think they demonetize it. I believe it just ranks low.
Yep.
As far as the algorithm is what they show and what they say the next video you're going to watch. I don't think that was the main driver for them to try a new platform.
Yep, true.
Yes. Joe says he wants to make sure everybody knows he hates the Patriots.
What's up, Joe?
That's fair.
All right. Looks like we're running out of questions here.
Pretty much it on the
Is that
questions,
pretty much it for the after show?
I fell down my stairs yesterday.
I saw that little scratchy scratch.
Oh, no. I think I just made us not go live. Yep. Oh no, here we are.
Oh, hey, welcome back.
I was walking downstairs to make myself some eggs.
That was weird.
And I just slipped on the top stair and just slid. And I got a pretty sweet carpet burn. Thought I broke a couple of my toes. I did not, but
That's
they
awesome.
hurt a lot. So it's not awesome. In fact, it hurt a lot.
It'd be awesome if it was on film.
If it was on film, yeah. Walter thought we were playing, so he was like, "Yeah,
Oh, Dad.
Is this a new game?
I've done that all the time.
please stop it."
Excitement for new Avengers and Star Wars movies. We talked earlier. We're very excited about Star Wars.
I'll be
know
going
that.
Friday night with Johnny V.
Correct. There's a. Is it just you two or a group of guys going? I think.
No, there's like 6 of us. 5 of us
going out to see the end game, the final chapter in this particular Avengers series. I mean, they're like gonna if they do anything else, it's gonna be brand new characters, right?
Or it could
brand
be
new
in the past.
like
they could
prequels,
do like stuff in the past. They do that a
Yeah.
lot. Like Captain Marvel took place in the 90s technically.
Two quick questions. One, how does BT soft break-in compare to prime plastic when putting and approaching? I think
Pretty
soft.
similar. Maybe not quite as bad.
Yeah, I think
As
soft
fast,
breaks
I
in a
should
little bit more slowly than
Yep.
prime. Prime is going to be the fastest breaking.
I think it's because
in
it's
plastic.
more rigid.
Yep.
And it can chunk a little easier maybe.
Mm-hmm, for sure. So, I think soft is going to be more durable for the longer
Yeah.
term. But I would stick to prime if I was choosing between those two because I feel more confident with that in my hand. And then Bentley asked, hey, Emac, can I have that Ice Truth?
This one? This is
Yeah.
Bobby's.
That's actually mine.
Sorry, man.
Sorry. You can have one at Glass Blown Open during the block party. Come see me. What's up? If I have any more, if they don't sell out during the block party, I will open up
Nice.
sales online afterwards.
Are you allowed to move your lie back away from the basket, or is that only with casual water?
Casual water or out of bounds. Yes.
Yeah, because the bat you got to put it there, right? Even if your disc is right up against the pole.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep, that's where it is.
Tell Robert there's a big
Yep,
Apex
that's where
update.
it is.
I haven't checked on Apex today, but I heard there is a patch coming. So, Steven says, "Am I going to come out with a special warden?" Probably not. But I have recently toyed with the idea of just creating like some just fundraiser discs for the year and things like that. Getting a cool stamp and
Who are the raises going to fund for?
me. For me to get out on the road a little bit more.
Get more video graphics.
Try
for your
to.
PC.
Nope. Although I did build a PC and it was really fun. No, just for disc golf type stuff, and life type stuff.
Will there be
So,
Facebook
I don't know. We'll
live,
see.
live or Instagram live for GBO Block Party? Yes, there'll be definitely some
Jace.
live
I'll-
stuff
I'll
going
be
on,
live.
having fun. Yeah, I'm sure Robert or Eric will, and one of us will be doing that as well.
I'll go live on
Anthony.
my Insta.
Are there any glass EMAC truths at Block?
Yes.
Assuming at the Block.
Are they
Party.
all? I'm I assume he's saying ice. Are they all ice?
All of these are ice, and then I do have a very small run, 100 blend Emacs as
Hey.
well, with a cool new stamp on it that I will be selling as well.
A non-DD or trilogy thrower here, what would top molds for custom stamping be?
I mean, the most popular ones: Emac Truth, Felon, Judge, Warden, Deputy. Those are all great. Once you have access to the Raider, that's going to be a
I think
huge
that's
one.
after GBO. That'll be a
Yep.
TFR.
Yep. Defender, Enforcer, Trespass. Those are all good ones. Escape.
I would say
those are all good.
You can also go to our website and look at top sellers.
Can we talk about practice baskets? I'm in the market for a new one. My current one I made from PVC and chain at Home Depot. It lasted almost 2 years.
Nice.
I would like to buy one but can't spend $200.
That's
The recruit's right at $199.
$199, I think, for the recruit.
Marksmen are a little cheaper than that, but
Marksman
not
is a
ton.
great practice basket.
Yep.
And really, you don't. I mean, depends on what you want.
How much is the Scout going to be when it comes out?
Not sure yet.
Cheaper.
They haven't set the price, right?
Like
Cheaper, yeah.
They're still working on that.
120 maybe. I don't know.
Nah, I think
Maybe
a
even
little
not that
more than
much.
No more. Less than that?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't 100% know what to tell you. I know there's a lot of foldable baskets out there. I don't know the price points off the top of my head. That might be good for you, but
I'd recommend getting a recruit. Just if you're $200 budget, get the recruit.
Yeah.
It's a great practice basket.
Eric McKay, best root beer you've ever had, or no, you've had lately.
Ooh, is this a Canadian question? Because I had one up there. It was really good.
Matthew Miller, you Canadian?
I don't think so.
Okay.
It was really good though. It was
What was it called?
It was I don't know. It was at a brewery, and they brewed their own beer and root beer and orange soda. So I had both.
Nice.
Was it you that brought some root beer from Texas?
No.
Do you remember that root beer, Anthony, that I brought one time? Dixon Jowers.
Yeah, that sounds right.
It started with an A, and he told me I had to try it, and it was really good root
Oh
beer.
yeah, I do remember that.
Do you remember?
Yeah,
He
I
brought
remember.
cans of it?
Yeah.
Branson, Silver Dollar City, has
Sarsaparilla.
Sioux City root beer and sarsaparilla. So good.
Nice.
Cream soda.
I haven't been to Branson in a while, and I'm about to go back. In fact, it might be my after GBO getaway.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Are you going by yourself?
Paul
No,
said,
I might go with the lady.
Ooh, watch it out.
ladies. Ooh, it's a lady. Paul said, could you give a rundown on the typical sponsorship contract? Sponsorship contracts are different from company to company and team level to team level. Most of them entail some sort of discs, apparel, bags, things like that, in exchange for using those at events, running events, social media, stuff like that. As you move up in player skill, effectiveness in your area, the amount that you tour, things like that, then those amounts increase all the way up to getting paid monthly.
$16 million a month for me.
That's what Eric's is. So that's the
Not too bad.
typical. That's
Not
the
too bad.
typical sponsorship contract.
Yeah, see, Matthew says Sioux City is the best one in Mankind.
Mike, I don't remember what the new hair product is called. I'm gonna have to find it and let you know.
I thought it was Crisco.
It is not Crisco.
Oh, okay.
But good guess.
Okay.
I think that's
it. We're good.
That's it.
Peace.
Ooh, this is a good one to end on. Are any of you getting a new tattoo soon?
Oh yeah, I wanted to because I may actually be getting. I really want to get that cross tattoo on my shoulder,
Okay.
but a lot of people say it looks too typical. Like
Let me see it.
they're like, it just looks like every other tattoo, a cross tattoo.
Let me see it.
Did I delete it? No.
Flavor.
No, there it is.
Okay. That's simple.
See, that's kind of that, but I don't want that. Hold on.
There you go. Hey, you know what? It's 2019. You do you.
I know, but I'm gonna look around. But I definitely want to get a tattoo.
Sweet.
Who got a new? Oh, a worker here got a tattoo right there, and I was like, what?
Who is it?
Well, I don't know if I want people. She wants people.
Gotcha.
Of course, I just narrowed it down by
Yeah,
saying
you did.
she.
That's what you did.
Anyway,
I have 2 tattoos. I'm probably not looking to get any more. I thought about it
You have
before.
any tattoos?
Yeah. I've thought about it before, getting something like on my forearm right there. Maybe
yours
right
are
here.
just words. Yours are
Yeah, mine
just
are
words.
Just words. That's all I have.
Oh my god, yours are just words.
Just
Yes.
words.
So the one you're thinking about getting, would it be just words again, or?
Is it that scar?
No, I actually got it, and here it is. It's red.
It's perfect.
You can get one yourself if you
Man,
just slide down
look
your
at that.
stairs.
Can I
Look at
come
that
over tonight and get a
detail.
tattoo, Robert?
Yeah, yeah.
Look at
Just
that
fall
detail.
down the stairs.
Look, if you'll just put your foot on the front step, I'll just push it out from under you, and then you'll slide, and then your results may vary.
Right.
But yeah, I haven't honestly thought about what I would get. I would have a couple of ideas, but I just don't know if I'm going to get another. Although
Are they words or images?
it would be images.
And you don't want to tell us what they are?
No, but I would like to say if I thought
That's special.
if I thought I could pull off a half sleeve or a full sleeve, I would love to do it.
Why wouldn't you be able to pull it off?
I just don't I don't think I've got that.
I think you do.
But I appreciate that, but I also don't want to spend the money to get that.
Yeah.
What would
because it's-
Shay say?
honestly,
Would
Shay
she be
is
okay
so
with it?
very supportive of me. If I showed her,
A sleeve even?
yeah,
Oh, wow.
if I showed her the design and we both thought it was cool and meaningful, because if it's not meaningful, I don't care. Like I'm never gonna get something that doesn't mean a whole lot to me.
Sure.
Everything I've got has meant something to
Of
me.
course,
I
of
mean,
course. No, there's.
Yeah.
I'm not.
I know
I'm
what
not
you're
saying that
saying.
against anybody here, but
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
there's some people who are just like, oh, I saw this movie and it was awesome. Let's get it tattooed on me, and that's never going to be me. But if I thought I could do it, I would do it. But I'm scared, and I probably won't.
Like all the way, like we're talking from
either
your
like
wrist all the
a
way
half
up?
sleeve here, or just all the way up one arm.
I didn't know that.
I think it would be really cool, but I don't think I've got it.
So it was a nice tattoo of a beef jerky.
Yeah, this is Jack Link's beef jerky. I got a tattoo
Slim
of
Jim.
it.
I do have an appointment for a tattoo.
Oh, really?
Yep. But not until September or something like that.
Is it new or to complete something?
It's like working on like my leg a little bit more.
Yeah.
Because it's just to have the basket and I want to kind of do some things around it.
Yeah. Sweet. I think
Are you going to get one after episode 9 after everything wraps up?
Probably not.
No.
Because all mine are from old.
Did you hear that the story is supposed to like this is supposed to be like closure of the entire thing?
Of the Skywalker saga.
Correct.
Yeah, I did hear that.
That's like a huge task.
Yeah.
Because if he doesn't do it right, he's going to tick off a lot of people.
Just like The Last Jedi. Ticked off a
Right.
lot of people. Which didn't make sense to me because I enjoyed the movie, but I'm a fan. Like, there's things in The Last Jedi that I didn't agree with. But I
Right.
thought, why would you go that route?
Well, I watched the video, or I'll send you that video,
Yeah.
where they talked about how J.J. Abrams had to, he started a story arc with his Force Awakens, and then the other guy changed it.
Ryan
yeah.
Johnson.
And then, so J.J. had to figure out how to close his arcs and how to close the other guy's arcs.
I also heard he
all
had
it makes
George
sense.
Lucas
Yes.
working with him, which is awesome.
And then another guy, I can't remember, he worked on some other big movies to help him write the story. So, okay, we got to go.
That's it.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll see you. This is the After Show.
We might see you next week.
so much for tuning in. This is Bobby Cool. That is Slick Breeze on the 1199s.
We might see you next week.
We probably won't.
Yeah, we will.
See you later.
Tune in to find out. Later.
I just got a message.
We are still live.
It's cool. I just got a message on Facebook that said you could pull off a sleeve.
Nice.
I will not pull off a sleeve. I'm scared. I'm far too scared.